comments in these places, we're going to have to start making people put that shit on the table and not let it bubble up like that. Because I'm not going to roast. Let it, don't do it, brother. Yeah, my man, he gets into a lot of plebiscite babbling and all of that stuff, brother. I'm giving you a chance, brother. I'm giving you a lifeline right here, brother. Don't do it. Just don't do it, brother. Let me give you that lifeline, my brother. Let me give you that lifeline and just take the lifeline and do good stuff. Don't try to get no clout off me, brother, because it's gonna go somewhere that's gonna be real petty and messy. It's gonna be real damn petty and messy. Oh, nigga, cartoon, nigga. Somebody said, nigga, brother, you already got the look. You already got the look, brother. Please don't make me do it. Please, please, please. Around, dude. And it's about to be Christmas, boy. I will have some Christmas dolls out. I have some shit out by the holidays, brother. You don't want it. Oh, brother. But Taharka Bey, you do good stuff. You ain't gotta poke the bear, brother. You do good stuff, man. Just do good stuff. Don't go here. Don't go there, brother. You do good stuff. I've seen some of his stuff. Some of it is good. Some of this stuff is good. Don't go there. Don't go there, brother. Don't go there. I don't want to do it to you, brother. I would feel bad if I did it to you, brother, to be honest. Yo, nigga, let me tell you. Wait till y'all see the next episode of Bucci Bear. Yeah, if y'all really want to see petty, I'm taking the next episode of Bucci Bear. There's some other people who's catching some loose. Let me throw something out there because I see people kind of making little comments. This one brother, Taharka Bey, I see you, brother. I want you to say whatever you got to say with your chest, brother. Taharka Bey, you're listening. Brother Taharka Bey, say whatever you got to say to me or about me with your chest, brother. Because Taharka Bey, I've been seeing a couple of little videos you've been making, and you've been making little slick comments under the fake guise of, well, I'm just trying to get some understanding about Brother Tariq and FBA. I'm just trying to get some understanding. Brother, don't do that. That's some punk shit, brother. You doing little slick shit. Say the shit with your chest, brother. Taharka Bey, it's a brother named Taharka Bey. He has a channel on here. Say the shit with your chest, brother Bey. Because I ain't really got a problem with you. Some of the stuff, I've seen some of your stuff. It's been some pretty good stuff from what I've seen, Brother Taharka Bey. But brother, this ain't the road you want to go down, bro. Taharka Bey, this ain't it, brother. Brother Taharka Bey, trust me, this ain't it. I promise you this ain't it, brother. Don't play. This is Taharka Bey. Let me show y'all. This is Taharka Bey right here. This is for those who don't know. This is Taharka Bey. Brother Taharka Bey, this ain't it, bro. He's a Moorish brother, part of the Moorish Science Temple. Brother Taharka Bey, this ain't it, bro. You too easy for me, brother. I rock with you, man. I think you do some good stuff. Don't play, though, brother. You too easy for me, Brother Taharka Bey. You way too easy, brother. Brother, you already look like a Roblox character. Brother, don't let me go down that road with you. I pray that you take the high road. Because I will go low, brother. It will not be pretty, Brother Taharka. I rock with you, brother. When I give a nigga a warning, take that warning, brother. When I give a motherfucker a warning, you better take that warning. You real easy for me, brother. Cut all of that, cut that slick dissing shit out, bro. Say that shit with your chest. Nigga, you are way too easy. With how you look, you are too easy for me, brother. You don't understand. Will y'all tell this nigga the level of petty that I go with niggas? Will y'all please explain to niggas do they not know the level of petty I will go with these niggas?
We're about to take it back.
Amen. Amen. Let's go. Sinetta, you know better than to test the more. You done chose Reggie fate, now you can rest assured. We gon' teach them to love instead of hate. More we uplift and educate. You wanna debate, y'all pathetic. Everybody wanna be committed. Seti Shaka most anyone can get it. It's real down here and be more, let's make it clear. I'm learning to love instead of hate, but I ain't there. Reginald, it's about time we check. You should've stuck with Medu Netra, you got disrespectful. I'ma keep it raw, you haven't met no more. If you did, your approach wouldn't be so piss poor. Red pill gave you the pass, now do the math. How many other boys 2 seconds up on ass? So that I know exactly what he doing. He be hyping, he Don King, you 1990 Mike Tyson. About to get knocked the F out for sure. You got the Moors on the run, it's one thing you left. Come on, we right behind you and we running you down. I respect you as an elder, but I'm sonning you now. Yeah, I love my brother Sai, but I got more love for God. A house of consciousness, a house of cards, a house of frauds. Moors, we go hard. You should've got the general to lead the charge, so we can smack them around like Polite did. Make them move to Beverly Hills where Polite live. That's right.
You're rocking with the best.
Mess with this swordsman. Try it. Okay? I will cut you to ribbons. Mess with this swordsman. This killer. Falsehood killer. Mukazimin. Zalimin. Mujrikin.
Don't make me take this fans off, Allah knows, cause I will take some heads off. You all foes, lower self, my mafia keep a banger that'll sink the Noah's Ark. Stop playing with me, I'm the true and living God, but I know the low a little better than you little frauds. Trying to keep it on a high note, I really love my bro, but I can go lower than a worm, no lamo. See y'all let the evil social media gas you, thumb thuggin'. Thinking when I see you I'ma pass you, oh nah, we gon' talk about it, acting like you bout it. Guarantee you when I see you we gon' put some chalk around it. Talk me like a big boy, this fans won't save you, cause I will take this fans off and ask you who made you. You better say Allah when you look me in my eyes, you see the image of Allah. Don't be looking surprised, I'm the God in the flesh. Of course I'm fresh, I resurrect and protect. I don't believe he left, I breathe Jesus' breath. You breathe weed and death, we come correct like a check when the G's connect. Disrespect, trying to get a rep, I'm coming for your wreck, for real. Don't make me take this fans off. Don't make me take this fans off. Islam, don't make me take this flares off. Don't make me take this fast off. Let's not rehash the past. You better ask quick fast before I go into my bag. See real with mine. I'm religious, not blind. Too many people are dying to be playing with your clowns. I ain't playing with you then, I ain't playing with you now. I picked up a circle 7, now you think I'm a reverend. I'm a sheep with a scimitar from 7-11. Let's keep it 100. Yeah, you really don't want it, you better stick with the lessons and see what you can get from it. Cause all you getting from me is a one-way ticket going straight to. Yeah, you know we can kick it, but if you want kick it, then let's kick it. But if you don't, The Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those who speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people taught European how to bathe. And look at that women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line, and some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down, I'm coming for my vast estate. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you kill and fight and marry out of your race. If you ain't for Moorish World, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moorish World, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. Oh yeah. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. Be more. I be that more you gon' remember. That time. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. LA. I be that more you gon' remember. New York. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. Press 7 if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Press 7 if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Let me check and see if y'all can hear me. I need to see if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Check 1, 2, fella. What it do? What it do? What it do? Let me tell you something. We're going to get right into it, man. Listen. This is some funny stuff to me. Can you believe that I never said anything disrespectful to Brother Tariq? Yet, you know the funny part? Let me show you something. The funny part is that he has his little peepers sending him videos, but I think he's only seeing the cover with his face on it. Because anybody that watched these shows, you would know I never said anything raggedy about Brother Tariq. Now, this is where you messed up, brother. This is where you messed up. You gave a real guy a warning. That's what you don't do. You don't give a real guy like I'm straight Kamikaze Bey. Like don't make me go into Kamikaze Bey. What that means, Brother Tariq, is that I will go 1 year straight on the historical context of what you have presented to the people and the rewards that the people receive. Let's stop doing that, brother. Brother, this is a conversation. This is a conversation about my concepts of where we need to go as a people and how FBA relates to that. That's it. That's all. In reality, brother, the jokes and all of that, that's good until those receipts come across this screen. Brother, really quick, I want to let you know. Now, I'm going to warn you. Brother, the only thing that we should be talking about is if FBA is legitimately styled and will be effective for our people. Is it styled for our people and will it be effective for our people? That's the only thing we should be talking about. Let me explain something. This is the weird thing about this too. If that was a European that invited Brother Tariq or Revolt that invited Brother Tariq to a platform, and they disagreed with Brother Tariq about FBA, I'm pretty sure that you would have an intelligent dialogue with that individual. I would hope that you would. I would hope that you send your representative, because that's all this is, an intelligent dialogue. Yes, I do my show and my secret sauce is a special way. However, this is a dialogue. This is like, man, hold up. Let me give you an update on my track record real quick. Hey, can I give him an update on my track record real quick? Let me give you a brief update. I want to give you a brief update on my track record. All right. Now, if you don't know, Brother Tariq, this is what I do. This is not your lane. Your lane is a well seasoned movie producer. You do good things. You do good things. Keep doing good things, brother. keep doing good things. You do good things. Keep doing good. You know what I mean? You don't want to go down this path. you don't want to go down this path. I mean, listen, maybe you're not aware, Brother Tariq. They roasted my mother. Anybody in the crowd remember that? They roasted my mother. They roasted my children. I never responded back and roasted anybody children and roasted anybody mother. Guess where they're at now? They have no support with graveyard channels because I only showed facts as it relates to them being genuine and genuinely for our people. You hear what I said? You hear what I said? So I will never roast you. Like, let me give you an example. Like this. Come on, Brother Tariq. Bro. Come on. We got to do better than this, Brother Tariq. Brother Tariq, listen. I want you to listen to yourself real quick. I want you to listen to yourself. Listen to this, brother.
Brother, you already look like a Roblox character.
Brother, you like a half 100 telling me I look like a Roblox character. Come on, Brother Tariq. We got to do better. You're saying I look like a Roblox character and you are over a half 100. Do you hear yourself, brother? Do you really hear yourself, brother? How does that sound coming out your mouth, brother? You are over a half 100. And you're like brother, that's some schoolyard stuff. Like, that's not going to work over here, brother. It's really not. So, brother, you know what I mean? Your Bucci Bear cartoons, it's not going to work over here. It's going to get you tons of views and tons of laughs. But I don't do that. That's not what I do. I've done that before. But alongside of that, I showed facts. Brother, let me listen to yourself. I want you to hear yourself, brother.
Brother, don't let me go down that road with you. I pray that you take the high road.
Brother, you're praying that I don't go down that road so you can make cartoons about me, brother. You're praying that you don't go down that road so you can make memes. Brother, I don't care. You know, when I came to social media, people was wearing Kentucky Fried Chicken buckets on their head. Is anybody aware of that? We actually had a brother that debated me, and he showed up with a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket on his head. Did anybody know about that? I'm not going to say his name because that's my bro right now. But he showed up with anybody been around that long? Anybody been around that long? The brother showed up with a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket on his head. Brother, there's nothing that you can say. They put my mother on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, brother, like, roast me, Bucci Bear. Listen to this, brother. This is, brother. Brother, listen.
Because I will go low, brother. It will not be pretty, brother Taharka.
Brother, you cannot go no lower than putting my children and my mother on Front Street. There's no lower you can go than to that. There's no, and this is not the pitch that I'm throwing. What I'm throwing is the conversation about FBA. Let me explain something, big bro. This is my response to you. All right. I'm responding to your warning. This is my response to you. This is just clearly a difference of opinion and a difference of approach as it relates to the liberation of our people. And many people would like to say that, oh, you trolling Brother Tariq, or you're trolling FBA. Let me be clear. There is not one podcaster, vlogger that does not take talks of the day and talk about them, or there wouldn't be no vlog shows. There would be no YouTube shows. There would be no social media, because 90% of social media, so we're not going to let you play that game. You know what I mean? 90% of social media is taking talking points of the day and putting your opinion next to them. Isn't that 90% of what social media is? So when you start talking about, some people said this. Some people say this. Oh, he's eating off what is it? Foundational Black America. You're trying to eat off Foundational Black America. Let me tell you something. There is not a channel on YouTube that does not take talking points of the day and articulate their understanding of what they're looking at. There's not one. Now, people get into personal back and forths. So when you start talking crazy like that, be careful, because over here on Moorish World TV, we are critical thinkers. And some of the people, some of the 80-some thousand people that have seen your video, they will come over here and they will also become critical thinkers. We're very critical over here, brother. This is no disrespect to you, but you're taking my videos wrong. I think you need to go back and watch the videos. But to your point, you did make a critical point. You said, I just want to understand. And I'm using that to slick diss you. No, if I wanted to slick diss you, matter of fact, there is no such thing as slick diss in my book. If I was going to diss you, I would do it straight up. My track record proves that. My track record proves that. I would never go behind the door and try to whisper. No, I would do it straight up, hands down. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you an example. Grandmaster Jay, when he came on the scene, he never said anything wrong to me, but he just looked a little bit foul. He looked like he wasn't doing right. And so I just went full steam ahead. Most of the time I'm responding to people, but there is times when, let me tell you something, there is times when I see something out of order and I'll just go right at it. Brother, I would never slick diss you, sneak diss you. I'll say it with my chest. Absolutely. You remember you say it with your chest? That's how I get down. This is how I know that you're not watching. If you really want an understanding of who I am, brother, let me give you my track record real quick. Let me give you a little bit of track record. Just to, and your crew can also look at this also. Give me 1 second. Here is my track record. Let me show you something. Let's start up here. Brother, do you know who these people are? Huh? Let me show you something. Do you know who these people are? These are a handful of people. This is just a handful of people. All right? These are a hand. You see these people here? These are a handful of people that I've called out directly. And these people here have proven to be false, weak, and this is only a few. This is only a few. I can't give you all of them. I can't give you all of them. You understand what I'm saying? This is just a few. The one on the left-hand corner, what's his name? Young Pharaoh. I invited him for a conversation many a times when he came at the Moors, talking crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Many a times. He declined. I like Sir Suit Seti, so I didn't put him up here, but I invited him many times. You see, let's go down here real quick. What you need to understand, brother, is that no, I don't sneak this, brother. That's not me. You got the wrong guy. That's not me. Let me go down. Let me give you my little track. I'm gonna give you a little bit of my track record. You see here, when I came on the scene, Tariq Bey, and everybody knows Tariq Bey. Tariq Bey was selling seals in order to tell people that they can get these seals and they can get the right to travel. And he was selling them on RB Bey Publications. And let me tell you something. I made RB Bey Publications look like the free library. They can't sell nothing anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody remember RB Bey Publications? They was on fire 4 years ago. They was on fire 4 or 5 years ago. Until I started doing the research on RB Bey Publications, you don't hear about them no more. Let me tell you another group that was there. And shout out to them to this day. It's another group called Marrakush. Love them, brothers. They still doing their things. But the moment that they went up against Taharka Bey, let me tell you something. They stopped selling. And I'm not saying that I'm the reason. Maybe coincidentally, they stopped selling the right to travel and the IDs. They just stopped. It's a wrap. Do you understand that? You understand that? Like, there is not like bro, this is what I do. This is what I do. I don't want to do it to you. You see what I'm saying? I will get clout off of you because that is what this information does. It awakens people and people begin to support the channel. So I don't want to do this to you. So you better be careful. You better be careful. Let me tell you something. I don't have nothing to lose. I don't have nothing to lose. Listen to me. Listen to me. I have everything to gain to throw you under the bus if that's what I find in my research. You understand what I'm saying? But this is about a FBA conversation. This is about a FBA conversation. This is not about personal attacks against Brother Tariq. This is not about that. This is not about personal attacks. This is not about sneak dissing. This is about a FBA conversation and how will it be relevant for our people. That's all it is. All right? I'm telling you, look, Maracush Society website is no more. You go up there on now the website. The website of Taharka Bey website, that they went to smithereens one time too. You follow me? But you know what I mean? They put it back up. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm not the one. Listen, Taharka Bey, he can't sell this stuff like he used to no more. Polite, when me and Polite had a conversation, go check the video out. Go check the video out. I shut Polite down live on deck. We had a conversation about multiple wives. We had a conversation about multiple wives. And live, he called in and shut him down. Easy, light work. Go check my stuff out. Here's another guy. This guy is Ali Muhammad. This guy here was moving and scamming the people. It is what it is. This is another guy. His name is Ali Muhammad, A-L-L-I. Go look it up, brother. I'm telling you, do your research on me before you start talking about Bussy Bear. Do your research, brother, because I don't make jokes. I do not make jokes. I'll be a half 100 soon too. And we don't got time for jokes. You know what I mean? We don't have time for jokes. Watch this. Watch this. We don't have time for jokes. There's another guy. This guy here has been in Baltimore for since the 80s selling redemption packages. His name is Bratton Bey. He's been selling redemption packages since the 80s, still renting a building from a European Jew. So he had paid over close to $500,000 in rental from a European Jew. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful messing with me, brother. You have to be careful. All right? I'm just giving you fair warning, brother. I haven't taken a L yet. Here is, and we all know Grandmaster Jay. Now, this is the one that I'm talking about. I will go on with this for a year. You know, I covered him for over a year and a half. Do you know that? Do you know people threw threats into my inbox, threatened to do this and threatened to do that, and never stopped the show? Every week we had a show. Every week we had a show. And I didn't go to another topic. Every week we had a show. Do anybody press 7 if y'all remember that? Press 7 if y'all remember that. Every week we had a show about Grandmaster Jay. Every week. And nobody got tired of it. I was like Lennon on Umar Johnson. That's right. That's right. Every week. Brother, are you really ready for that every week? Because let me tell you something that happened too. With Grandmaster Jay, every week I went in on Grandmaster Jay, the subscribership built and built and built. You feel what I'm saying? Listen to me, brother. Listen to me clear. The subscribership built and built and built. Grandmaster Jay, decline, decline, decline. Now remember, he was able to bring thousands of people, if not hundreds, if not thousands, together to march. And all of the research that I put out, people could see it with their real eyes. People could see it with their real eyes. So any research that I bring out, people will be able to see it with their real eyes. They will be able to say, that's what I'm looking at. You do good work, Tariq. You do good work. Listen to this, brother. I want you to hear yourself.
I rock with you, brother. When I give a nigga
and I rock with you too. But don't say you giving me as an N-word a warning, brother, because I don't take warnings well. I go all out. So I hope you don't mean that. I hope you just was posturing for your 2,000 members, subscribers in your audience, because I don't like warnings. I don't listen to warnings. I mean, you can't warn a man of nothing. You can't warn a man. Not a real man, brother. Listen to you.
a warning, take that warning, brother. When I give a motherfucker a warning, you better take that warning.
I'm not going to take your warning, brother. Let me look me in my face. I don't take your warning. No, I don't take your warning. I don't care about your warning. Now, I'm going to give it a day or two. And if you want this smoke, say something else outside of the FBA conversation, and we can just go back and forth for the next year or two. I don't care. I don't care. Because in other words, all of this is a conversation about FBA. It's not about Tariq. This is not about me slandering you. It's not about me shaming you. It's not about me saying anything about your character. This is about FBA and the way that I see where we need to be going for our liberation. That's it. That's all. But if you want to go here, I don't have no problem with it. I want you to listen to it. Listen to it.
You real easy for me, brother. Cut all of that, cut that slick dissing shit out, bro. Say that shit with your chest. Nigga, you are way too easy.
Watch how easy you say I am.
With how you look?
With how I look. Can you imagine that? I'm way too easy. I want you to show me where I called him a scammer. See? Are you okay? I never called that man a scammer. See, you the type that be sending him messages. You the type that be sending him messages and making him or compelling him to say something like he's been saying. I would like to have a dialogue with anybody that believes and follow FBA as a reasonable route towards liberation. So no, I never called that man a scammer. I never called that man a scammer. Now, when people begin to threaten me, I'll do research, and then if he's a scammer, I'll let you know. I'll do the research and I'll let you know what I come up with. Do you want me to do the research? Do you want me to do the research? Huh? I can do the research. I can do the research. Now, if you want me to do the research, no problem. So FBA people, I'm telling you, be respectful. This is an FBA conversation. This is not a Tariq. Tariq coined the phrase, so that's the reason his face will be on some of the flyers when we talk about FBA. You was throwing subs at him. No disrespect. Listen, when you mention somebody's name, that doesn't mean you're throwing subliminals. That doesn't mean that. When you mention somebody's name, this is a blog show. When you mention somebody's name, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a subliminal. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that. You know what I mean? I disagree with FBA. That's it. Watch it.
You are too easy for me, brother. You don't understand. Will y'all tell this nigga the level of petty that I go with niggas? Will y'all please explain to niggas do they not know?
See, this is the problem. I don't care about petty. I am a receipt platform. In other words, I paint a picture to show what I find after you come for me. I'm telling you that I wasn't coming for you as a person. I was questioning the validity and the legitimacy of FBA. That's it. So I'm telling you, if you want to start talking, if you want to start warning and all of that. Now the Moorish World TV citizens, they told me to research you. They told me to research you. Now I can research. I can research. I'll open the lines up in a minute for people that say, TV, you are FBA. Brother, that term was coined just a few years ago. Cut it out. Cut it out. That term was coined a few years ago. If I coined another term to overlap FBA, would you call yourself that? If I coined the term tonight, you know what I'm saying? If I coined the term tonight that's consistent with FBA, would you call yourself that? Would you? You gonna call yourself an acronym? Would you? No, you wouldn't. Because that's goofy. That's goofy. That's goofy at best. So I'm not saying Tariq is goofy. I'm saying it's goofy that one would coin a term on the internet and he got people riled up. He got people riled up. And people are really, people are really bent out of shape over a conversation. Over a conversation. Look at this. Look at this. You're going to get roasted, brother. This is what we doing. Bro, intelligent risk taker. I am almost a half 100. I'm almost half 100. Somebody say, so what you're saying, so you're saying what he did is goofy. Yes. To say that he's going to make cartoons and stuff like that, you don't think that's goofy, Brother Mel? You don't think so? At older than a half 100, you don't think that's goofy? Mel, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. I had somebody reached out to me for Brother Tariq, and somebody said, Tariq will win with jokes, GS. You will kill with his soul. Now I don't care about jokes though, because that ain't my lane. That ain't my lane. But let me go back in. Let me go back in real quick. But y'all remember this? Y'all remember this? Grandmaster J. No, I didn't say it was goofy that he came up with FBA terms. Get out of here, man. I'm not gonna let you distract me. I'm not gonna let you distract me. But y'all remember this? Nasheed? About the ozone money? Y'all remember that? Where are these people at today? Where they at? They pop up and go. They pop up and go. They pop up and go. See, I ain't no shame in this. Look at this. Remember him? He just got the L. He's solid now. That's right. Him, come on, keep it going. Him, look at the titles. Him, look at the titles. Him, look at the title. Look at Dr. Ali Muhammad. There you go. Go look at the videos. And then you would know how I move. Then you would know how I move. Go watch these videos. I implore you to watch these videos before you come sideways. I implore you to. I implore you to. Please watch these videos. There are no jokes in these videos. There is no comedy in these videos. There is only research that shows who and what these people have been. I'm telling you, go watch the videos before you come at Taharka Bey. I'm telling you, it's a proven track record. We got the special sauce. Go watch the video. Go watch them. I implore you to go watch them. Go watch them. Where's K-Foss today? Go watch them. Here they go. You can watch all day long. Now this is one here. Warren Muhammad, my brother. I love me some Warren Muhammad. But brother, you took this L really bad. You still don't think you took the L. Do you want a part 2? Do you want a part 2? Somebody said Mel Michi tore him up. And that's another thing. Another thing, Tariq, you might want to, Michi, let me tell you something. Michi X, I had a chance to listen to a little bit of her stream the last 2 times. I'm telling you, Michi is striking gold. You know it and I know it. Now, I'm not going to say what that gold is, but Michi is striking gold. Now, I'm not in y'all beef. Never would I be. You know, many people know that I have words with Sister Michi. You know what I'm saying? That's water under the bridge. That was a different time. I'm past that. I hope she's past that. But I will tell you, an unbiased thing. Michi is a problem. Michi X is a problem, bro. And she's your problem. She's your problem. I'm not your problem. I'm not your problem. Michi X? Woo! Anybody see that? No. What I'm saying is, somebody said Michi X done nothing for us either. Michi X has, you said Michi X has done nothing for us either, just classes. Well, Michi X has invited people to go and meet her at 10 Mile, at 9 Mile, 7 Mile, or something if you want to see the work she do. Like, you can't argue with that. I mean, and what I mean that Michi X is a problem. She is a problem for Tariq Nasheed because these past few streams, she is not playing. It's like she got the secret sauce. It's like Michi X. Hey, Grip, who gave Michi X the secret sauce? No, I don't want to take sides in that, but I'm serious, man. You can't, brother. What I'm telling you is, Tariq Nasheed, you can't tell a grown man. Somebody said no, she don't. Hey, brother Tariq, you can't tell a grown man, "I'ma warn you." Like, where do they do that at? I'm telling you, you better leave me alone. I'm warning you, brother Tariq. That doesn't work over here. For real. Let me tell you, I'm one of them dusty dudes, brother. I come from the dirt, man. I come from the mud, man. I'm a real dusty dude. I mean, I've never owned a what you call that, the clips for the shirts. I've never owned that. I started wearing a tie probably around 30. I mean, I'm a dusty guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm an all-nighter. I'm an all-night on the block guy back in the day, man. I don't know no better, man. I'm just trying to do better. So there is, I mean, it's only up for me. That's only up for me, brother. But I played handball with the curve, brother. I mean, I played handball with the curve, brother. Yeah, it's only up for me, brother. You can't go no lower, brother. You know what I'm saying? I come from the mud, man. I really do. Yeah, somebody said cufflinks. Yeah, I mean, I ain't own a pair of cufflinks. So come on, man. Come on, man. Let's be clear, man. You and I know how this social media thing works. Brother, I've studied it to a science. I've studied it to a science. I don't want to get into the mudslinging. I don't want to get into that. I'd rather for us to have a conversation across from the table of each other and talking about the legitimacy of how we supposed to move as a people. You know what I'm saying? I did all of that with Sinetta. I did all of that with Inky. You know what I mean? Inky can't sell no more sea moss. He's done. He went so crazy that he dyed his hair blonde. He went so crazy that he dyed his hair blonde. And they claim that he got a European woman now. He walked. Man, let me see, man. Come on, man. This gotta stop, man. For real, man. I ain't even gonna show no more pictures. I'm just saying, man. He went totally cuckoo. Totally cuckoo. Gone. And your boy Sinetta, him and his second wife try to come for me. I went with that for like 3 months. Everybody seen boobies, cootie cat, and that thing on the. I'm telling you, I want to be past that. But the only reason that they seen that was because I was showing that a person cannot be teaching Hebrew Israelite and the principles of that, and then all of these men have the pictures of them. That's all it was. That's all it was. But I don't want people to see anybody nakedness. I just want a conversation. Like, and when somebody speaks against Moorish science, I'm saying, come here and let's have the conversation. I'm not going to roast you. If you disagree with me, I want you to come here that I can explain it to you. And if you don't understand it, at least the viewership will understand it. That's it. Bro, we don't have to get into the childish thing. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Some say you wrong for how you did Nepal, bro. No, the thing was is that Nepal was talking about my wife, her and Sinetta, on the thing. And I went to research her. I didn't have no problem with her at first. It was me and Sinetta. I didn't have no problem with her until somebody sent me a video. You know what I'm saying? And so I say, let me research her. And when I researched her, I found booties and cooties and everywhere, all over the internet. Stash. So I'm like, hold up now. So the thing is, I don't research nobody until somebody comes for me. Y'all follow what I'm saying? I don't do that. I don't research anybody until somebody comes for me. Let me finish this right here.
Petty, I will go with these niggas.
See, that's the thing I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about the level of petty. I'm really not. Let me share another thing that my brother said, man. I like Tariq. You do good stuff. You know what I mean? Watch this.
A lot of times when people are low-key slick dissing, yeah, I don't really trip on it, but we're going to have to start getting people right. Listen, some of these folks out here, some of these people out here who are talking slick, we're going to have to start calling them out. We're going to have to start making people just come on out with it. Because, see, this thing about people making these little slick comments in these places, we're going to have to start making people put that shit on the table and not let it bubble up like that. Because I'm not going to roast. Brother, you already got the look. You already got the look, brother. Please don't make me do it. Please. Around, dude. And it's about to be Christmas, boy. I will have some Christmas dolls out. I have some shit out by the holidays. Brother, you don't want it. Oh, brother, but
the brother name is Tariq Nasheed. You hear what I say? My brother name is Tariq Nasheed. And he's going to put out Christmas dolls. Christmas dolls. Brother Tariq, let's not do that, brother. You was just on revolt, brother. Come on, brother. You can be a distinguished intellectual. Unless you don't want people to take you serious. I take you serious. But if you don't want people to take you serious, carry on. But this is about liberation of our people, the liberation of the minds, the liberation of the body, the liberation of a nation of people that have been oppressed for over 2,000 years. I mean, if you don't want to be taken serious, that's okay. People take you serious. People take you serious. I take you serious. I don't want to have a inky conversation with Tariq Nasheed. Press 7 if y'all understand what I'm saying. I don't want to have an inky conversation with Tariq Nasheed. Press 7 if you understand. Y'all know what that means? That means that's below you. That means that's below you. I don't want to do the research on you. I don't want that. What I want to do that for? One of the most solid documentaries in history is Hidden Colors. You changed documentary history forever. There is not a brother or sister that made a documentary that has set the tone like you have. I mean, someone said you're not having a conversation with him at all. That's fine. That's fine. Or anybody, it doesn't have to be Tariq Nasheed. It can be a conversation about FBA. So let me be clear. Let me be clear. I want to be clear because I know they're going to chop this up. I don't want to have a conversation with Brother Tariq. But if we're going to dialogue, it should be about FBA. Let me say that. Let me say that. If there's going to be a dialogue, let it be about FBA. And it can be about Moorish too. It can be about Moorish. You can question me anything about Moorish. Anything. But it's blog talk. It's vlog talk. That's it. You follow me? It's vlog talk. That's it. No more, no less. I mean, if we're going to have a dialogue. But for you giving me warning, I mean, these type of things.
Out there, because I see people kind of making little comments. This one brother, Taharka Bey, I see you, brother. I want you to say whatever you got to say with your chest, brother. Taharka Bey, you're listening. Brother Taharka Bey, say whatever you got to say to me or about me with your chest, brother. Because Taharka Bey, I've been seeing a couple of little videos you've been making, and you've been making little slick comments under the fake guise of, well, I'm just trying to get some understanding about.
No, that was the first show. Help us understand.
Brother Tariq and FBA, I'm just trying to get some understanding. Brother, don't do that. That's some punk shit, brother.
I did it. If you want to say I did it, I did it. Now let's move on. Now let's move on.
You doing little slick shit. Say the shit with your chest, brother.
Tariq. Tariq, stop, bro. Stop, man. This is what I do, bro. This is what I do. I'm telling you, there is a whole line of listen to this, brother. This is what you're telling a grown man.
Brother, you already got the look. You already got the look, brother. Please don't make me do it. Please, please, please. Around, dude. And it's about to be Christmas, boy. I will have some Christmas.
Brother, I'm going to take a poll. Now, listen, I will say this. People have been calling me and asking me to leave this alone. People has been asking me to leave this alone. And see, look. Let me debate this real quick. Are you okay, Annie? He says no one's putting in work besides Yvette and Tone Talk and FBA. Let me tell you, trendy social media is not necessarily putting in work. You have to know the difference between trendy social media and actually putting in work. Talking points that make social media algorithms jump is not putting in work. That's not putting in work. I don't know. Listen, I'm going to ask you a question. In the areas where our people are oppressed, in order to affect change with our people that oppress, number one, you have to be amongst the people. You can't fix oppression away from the people. Brother, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't know what they're doing, but I know social media hashtags and social media influencers, it only creates a bridge to do the work on the grassroots level. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask Intelligent. Did you tell Tariq to fall back? Anybody who called me or reach out to me and tell me to fall back, I want to ask you, did you tell Tariq the same thing? Intelligent risk taker. Did you tell Tariq? Let me open this mic up. Let a few people up in there. Did you tell Tariq the same thing? Yes or no? Let's open it up. People have something to say. If you want to come in, you can come on in. Let's hear what you got to say. Let's hear what you got to say. Because I'm going to tell you, I can go a whole year with this. Let's see what you got to say. Come on, Intelligent risk taker. And whoever else. Because this is an FBA conversation. Are you okay, Annie? Here you go. Here get the link. Come on in. See, the difference between me, I'm not going to talk at you. I'll talk with you. Come on in. Come on in. You ready?
A lot of times when people are low-key slick dissing, I don't really trip on it, but we're going to have to start getting people right. We're going to have to start getting people right. Listen, some of these folks out here, some of these people out here who are talking slick, we're going to have to start calling them out. We're going to have to start making people just come on out with it. Because see, this thing about people making these little slick comments in these places, we're going to have to start making people put that shit on the table and not let it bubble up like that. Because I'm not going to roast. Let it, don't do it, brother. Yeah, my man, he gets into a lot of plebiscite babbling and all of that stuff, brother. I'm giving you a chance, brother. I'm giving you a lifeline right here, brother. Don't do it. Just don't do it, brother. Let me give you that lifeline, my brother. Let me give you that lifeline and just take the lifeline and do good stuff. Don't try to get no clout off me, brother, because it's gonna go somewhere that's gonna be real petty and messy.
You hit the line.
It's gonna be real.
And you know what's funny to me? It's a lot of grown men that speaks up and defend another grown man that's capable of defending himself. Like, I don't like it's a lot of grown men. Like, some of y'all have children. Some of y'all even have grandchildren. And you are defending another grown man because another man has an opinion.
What up, Taharka?
What it do, brother?
Peace to the Moors. We call them peace. There should not be war between the Moors and FBA.
No, there is no
y'all are FBA.
Hey, brother Shay. There is no war, brother. And that's what I'm trying not for it to come to, because it's only going to be a social media war. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's goofy. But why can't, if I disagree with FBA and its inception, why can't it be an intelligent conversation at the table as opposed to all the goofy stuff that follows? You follow me?
Because people ain't used to being face to face, having the man-to-man talks.
Look at this. Man, you buck dancing. Like, we gotta say people buck dancing. We gotta call people names. We gotta do all of that instead of eloquently express your point. Either I accept it or I reject it. You accept mine, I reject it, we move on. What's wrong with us, brother? Maybe you can help me out.
We gotta know to redirect the aim. Our aim is the global system of racism and white supremacy. Our goal should be to replace this global system of racism and white supremacy with a system of justice, which guarantees that nobody is mistreated by the color of their skin, and those that need the most constructive help get it. That should be the goal, not bickering back and forth, not fighting about who's who. We're all.
Well, I think one of the main conversations that I bring to the table about FBA is that this appears to be, and I could be wrong, but nobody proved it to me yet. This appears to be another concept that we have experienced before. In other words, we went to the color stage, we went through the black stage, we went through the Negro stage, we went through the Afro stage, African American stage. We went through all of these stages. Then we got the ADOS, and then here we go with FBA, which clearly sounds like ADOS.
Well, originally ADOS was DOAS, and a brother by the name of Scholes came up with that, and Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks took that. I used to listen to them as well.
But regardless of that, the essence of what ADOS sounds like, it sounds like FBA. But somebody say ADOS is inclusive. Okay, I got that. Thanks for telling me. But it say
ADOS is a Democratic Shield organization. That is an organization.
But
FBA is not an organization.
FBA is not an organization, but it's going to represent some type of political positioning, and they're going to have to go through some type of political party.
Well, I know that because I'm in the realm of politics.
But that's what I'm saying. So when someone say FBA is not an organization, yet the path towards reparation is going to go through a political process. So ultimately, they're going to have to go through some sort of political door. Would you agree?
I would agree. But see, this is what we're doing. We're running our own candidates for office. We're not begging for nothing. We're running our own people, our own FBA for political office to take over these seats and redirect stuff in our direction and not the trickle down.
Where is the seats you're going to take over first?
We're going to start where we at. The name of this game is Fight Where You At. I'm in Denver, Colorado. I'm fighting here. Right. Wherever you at, fight where you at. But we got Dr. Claude Anderson, I'm a scholar of his. He said it's a 5-story building that we got to build. And it starts with group economics at the bottom level.
What I'm saying is, brother, do you understand, Shay, that in order to, and I got my brother Kareem, and that's my brother. I love my brother. I can't wait for him to come on. So I don't want to be too long. What I'm trying to say, and what I've been saying for the longest, is that if FBA is going to make any progress, the first step is to organize. Now, the thing is that what I see, Shay, is this. I see people already doing stuff and FBA saying, they FBA, but they've been doing it before the term was coined. And now it appears to me, disappearing, that FBA is now tethering on things that's already going on. The California thing that they gave Brother Tariq credit for, not Tariq didn't say it, let's be clear, but they gave Tariq credit for it on the internet. People concepts of the bill that's on the table in California is ushered in.
You're talking about AB 3121.
Yeah, that's what they're saying on the internet. They're counting that to FBA. That's not true. That bill was in works way before FBA.
Well, HR 40's been in works for as long as I've been living. That hasn't moved one bit. It's still on the House floor.
But listen
So
to
the
what I'm
question
saying.
is, how do we gain leverage between the parties?
No, that's not what I'm saying. You're missing my point again. What I'm saying, Brother Shay, is that if this bill was on the table before FBA, you can't come back and call FBA is moving. Not on that. Now, if you put someone in position and your group put someone in position and it's from the auspice of FBA from your work, that's FBA.
Right.
So
I'm a living example of that.
It's so confusing.
Yeah, but Taharkabey, I'm a living example of that. Like, I am Black Grassroots to the fullest, and I'm FBA.
And I believe you. I believe you. What I'm saying is that if I started a reparation organization in 2005, and I begin to gain momentum in 2022, you can't tether on to me and call me FBA.
No, and
what's going on.
And FBA is not trying to do that. We're not trying to step on the toes of those that paved the way.
It's not stepping on toes, though. It's not stepping on toes. I'm telling you, it sounds like the word tethering. They're tying themselves.
Okay, so let's break down the definition of a tether. A tether is somebody that's black.
No, I'm telling you what tether really means.
Undermine black people.
You're tying yourself to something. The true meaning of tether, like you tether a boat. You tether a car. You can tie it down. In other words, so we're going to take tether for what it means. I like that term. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that these reparation movements predate that.
And I understand that. But the average person don't understand that. Like, I met in Cobra. Like, I had their button. I was rocking it for a minute. I actually got in trouble for rocking it. It said, reparations now, America must atone. But in Cobra and NARC and other groups like that have not been moving the needle.
But let me tell you something. You know, the thing is, and I want to bring up, brother, would you like to come and talk to me another day? Because I got another caller in.
Yeah, I got another show. I got my show.
Where you at, brother? What's your show?
On Frontline Black News and the Revolutionary
Black News, family. Go subscribe to Frontline Black News. My brother Shay, Frontline Black News is on YouTube.
Yes, YouTube and Facebook.
Brother, drop the link in the chat, in the comment section, so I can put it on the screen and we can go subscribe to it. Frontline Black
Frontline. We're on the front line. Frontline Black News.
I'm sorry. I want to bring my brother Kareem. No, brother. I just disagree with the approach on some of the things, but I don't disagree with my people at least trying. But if you're trying, if I discover that you're trying is not really trying, then I'm going to let the people know what it is.
Right. And that's to be expected. You got to call it out. If it's not what it appears to be, it needs to be called out. FBA is not upset about the questioning.
Right. That's what it seems to be, though. You know what I mean? People, if I mention Tariq name, they say I'm sneak dissing him. If I put his picture on a thumbnail, they say I'm sneak dissing him. No, the conversation involves Brother Tariq because he coined the phrase. So he can't escape from the conversation. He has
coined the phrase after he remixed Dr. Claude Anderson's Native Black Americans.
Hold up, don't you attack Tariq on here talking about he remixed something.
He got it from Dr. Claude Anderson. Like, I've been following Tariq and all the new black media for like 5 years straight.
Brother Shay, I got to get my brother Kareem in. But brother, thank you so much, bro. I would love for you to email me to taharkabey@gmail.com and talk about what you're doing.
I'll email you, no doubt. Appreciate you having me on. Frontline Black News goes on in 30 minutes. So,
where is that? Did you put it in the chat?
Yep.
All right, Frontline Black News goes on in 30 minutes. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you calling in.
All right, peace to the Moors.
Peace, brother. Peace to FBA. My bad. Somebody said so. Brother. Kareem.
Salute, peace and power. What's good with you?
Brother, why in the world? Brother, I'm about to fall out, brother. I'm starstruck. This is my brother Kareem Johnson, Dad. Now listen, we both Johnsons, brother. Listen, this is my brother Kareem Johnson, one of the most logical, reasonable faces on the internet today. If you haven't seen him, you have to go to to my brother, all his blogs up on IG, next to Doggy Diamonds. You have got to check out my brother Blizz. You got to Google him, the most logical, reasonable voice on the internet. I'm not just saying that. He didn't pay me to say this. I listen to him while I'm working. The most logical, reasonable voice on the internet, next to my brother Doggy Diamonds. Shout out for Doggy Diamonds. That's my bro. That's my mentor. I watch him, I see him, and I try my best to make sure that my content is as quality as his. Shout out to Doggy Diamond. Kareem, what you doing in the building, brother?
Well, I was actually about to take it down for the night until I saw the title and had to come through. Because it's funny to me how several people have called this man out and no response, you know? But yet, from what I heard, this soundbite, instead of attacking your intelligence, your research, your logic, Hot Lips wants to attack your look. So this is where it gets sticky. And people need to do the knowledge to how he was inserted and inserted himself into this new demographic, which has become social media, right? Because you and I do recall the back and forth with Payroll or Pimp. We do know that. So this is this. So if anything, instead of giving him the charge of creating a new, I don't even want to call it an organization, but a new tag name for attaching himself to the emotional component that Black people use instead of real strategic action, you dig? Instead of using that, he found a way to become the first troll. Because in all reality, that's what it is. So you troll a pimp, because you were a failed pimp, you understand, and a failed comedian. But through what we're living in now, this new way of anybody can be anything, utilizing this space, this technology, and our people not committing themselves to doing the actual work themselves, and again, pushing people in front of harm's way or in front of leadership when it is their own responsibility. An individual is able to dupe an audience into believing that they're doing something not only for them, but for us on a whole. You understand? There's a difference in actually getting work done and attaching yourself to old strategic moves that we used back in the rotary phone era. You understand? This is a smartphone digital age. But when you make an attempt to have people believe that that same bullshit that we was using when we put a dime in the payphone is going to work today,
remember that?
Come on now. Where we at with it? Where we at with it?
And this is the thing, you know, I didn't even go there the way that you are breaking it down and articulating the difference between what's going on in the illusion that's being presented. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really want to go there.
You have to.
I don't really want to go there. I really want those brothers and sisters who think that FBA is a logical response to oppression, to racism, to the block on our liberation. If you think that is a logical reasoning approach, then I want to talk to you, because I don't believe it is. I believe it's the same old soup warmed over, and I have a right to believe that. And,
well,
then I can go on and prove it.
What's logical about creating enemies within not only your makeup, right? Which is your DNA, which is whatever you want, our melanin, whatever you want to label it, our energy. Why create enemies and separation within yourself when even as an entire group, we will have significant problems defeating our enemy? So you want to start way behind the 8 ball, further back than you already are. No group, no matter what we study, no matter what we research, has ever began its basic foundations or doctrine by separating us. You cannot win. That won't work, especially separating us in a space where people just flabbergasted, just talking. There's nothing on the street. Nothing on the street. Not here, in BK, in the 5 boroughs or NYC, that FBA or that name or anybody who claim allegiance to is actually doing to resolve the issues of any group of people. It's not being done. And if it's being done, where? Show and prove. You're just talking. And the talk is regressive to the growth of any liberation process. People are actually laughing at it. There's no military behind it. There's no institution behind it. There's nothing that clinical is going to come about from it. It is emotionalism. It lacks intelligence. And it's just something that people could just jump on and be a part of at any given time to make the claim that they're about something. You're not going anywhere with this shit. You just not.
Look, the thing is that I was listening to the radio today, right? And I was listening to the radio and a song came on. And it was a song that I remember my mother. So let me say this. When I hear the FBA argument, or those that claim FBA, I hear the vision beyond belief. I hear the Jamaicans are stealing our resources. The Haitians are stealing our resources. The Mexicans and whoever else. But I've never seen anybody that is FBA tell any of these groups that they wasn't allowed in our community. Like, so before you start talking this division stuff, if you really mean that, why don't we see the action behind that? Why is it a blogger come on the scene and say that, and now you're inflamed?
Right.
Like, you lived in the same hood where the Korean people sold the chicken box, and you ain't say, no, you can't sell chicken here. We got New York fried chicken on every block and Kennedy fried chicken on every block in Baltimore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody went there and said, no, we foundational black. We need, or whatever term you was using back then, that you can't, like, if you really talking about resources, you allow people to come in and take the resources because everybody in the hood is supplying their hard-earned money for the dirty greased chicken. And don't nobody say you can't sell here.
No.
The oxtails are still there. You know what I mean? Like, but let me tell you something. I love all my people from whatever part of the diaspora they're from. That's me. If they move on the colonized mind and be against me, that's on them.
Exactly.
But I prefer you to be with me than against me. But if you're against me, that's because you're moving on the colonized mind.
Exactly. Exactly.
And if we're against them, that's because we're moving on the slave mind.
Exactly.
Those are two strange potions that is driving our people crazy.
Yeah, it's because it's a phenomenon that has been beaten into people. I don't care what your perception is of me if you don't know me and you don't transgress against me. Because again, as you stated, you're moving on a mindset that you have inherited from our oppressors. So if you coming from an island, if you coming from the diaspora and you believe that I'm shiftless and lazy, that is on you. If I take your belief of me and act out on it, then that means I'm boo-boo the fool.
Bro, watch this.
You understand? But this is what they're doing. And it's easy to take a person or a few memes and sound bites and put that shit in the air and get people all riled up and say, yeah, this is what they believe. But again, just like how they're doing in other aspects of our lives, you cannot bang on your chest and claim all the good and not, as a so-called FBA, right? And whoever may identify or not identify with it, but how you classify it, be responsible for the bad. Because there's a lot of what they would deem FBAs that's working in government, that's working on police forces, that's working in military forces, that's doing injustice, that are killing our people. How many FBAs do you think is in the entertainment industry? How many of those whores twerking and doing all that foolishness would identify and have a FBA lineage?
Bro, I want to shift for 1 second. Watch this. I was at my son. We were at the flea market today here in Baltimore, and my son said, "Dad, I got to use," when we left, "Dad, I got to use the bathroom." I was like, "Man, let me run up in this store real quick. Check this out."
TikTok, stop playing blame game. We got to do a TikTok. Stop with the blame game. Stop with the blame game. Get some food on the shelves. We gotta do a TikTok. See, the thing is, you want to blame everybody else for the problem. You want to blame.
What I'm saying is, we blaming everybody, but look where I'm at. Those are working hands today. Don't worry about those fingers.
When you do this yet, then you can talk. Then you can stop. See, stop blaming and complaining. Let me do this. Put something on the shelf that's yours. Create your own. Create your own.
That's a Mexican grocery store.
Shout out to FBA. Love y'all. But stop playing the blame game. Let's talk. They gotta do a TikTok.
That's a Mexican grocery store.
And to piggyback on that though, now,
like before you start talking about what the Mexicans are doing and taking from you, whatever they're doing what they're supposed to do. Because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. How many grocery stores can we find? I can tell you in Baltimore, we can find Korean grocery stores. We can find Mexican grocery stores. But we can't find FBA grocery stores nowhere. Why is that? We were here before the Mexicans. Why is that? We're going to keep blaming, that they got a loan? Well, you got a head start. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only speak of Baltimore.
NYC.
I can only speak of Baltimore. There is no, that I know of. The last one I remember was Big B's. And that's been in the early 90s gone. So the only thing that I'm saying is, why are we spending all of this time crying? We don't have nobody on the side building. FBA would have some beautiful legs if they had people building an economic base. I mean, and there we go. They're all being sabotaged. All of them. Jay-Z made $1 billion from being sabotaged. Kanye made $1 billion from being sabotaged.
Listen, you bring that up, and
and let me say this. I'm gonna give it to Blizz. When you say Mel, when you say they're all being sabotaged, then I implore you to show me that person, that group of people of us who was sabotaged. You can't keep saying that in the day where we show receipts. You can keep saying it, but if you don't have the direct source where we can go to, then you're just saying it to pull some emotional strings, because those are the sound bites that was given to you. There we go.
That's all our people work on right now, is sound bites and emotionalism. I seen some of those immigrants today that people are throwing in front of the news, right? That's why I'm glad you pushed that little vid there, because I actually seen them get dropped off. Now I'm in Target. They were coming out of the Skechers with black garbage bags, I guess full of sneakers and things that they needed. Couldn't speak a lick of English. As I tried to step to the side to let them get up on the escalator, they were scared to step on it because they
didn't know what it was.
Didn't know what it was. I tried to show them by gesturing. They were still scared and didn't speak a lick of English. I know within 4 months, they'll be balling.
Yeah.
Because one of them or two of them are going to go directly into construction. They're going to get their OSHA card and they're going to start getting 21, 22 an hour. Without speaking English, they could wave a flag. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The same shit that some of our people or FBA or ADOs or anything, any other group can do, yet refuse to do.
We play the blame game too much, bro.
Right? Don't want to work for ourselves. I can understand not working for our oppressors. So when you say Jay is a billionaire, Ye is a billionaire, right? Rick Ross, the Chicken King, he's getting up there. Rihanna, right? Shaq. We are coming from a space and from Dr. J all the way through to Zion. All of these multi-millionaires, people on the bench are millionaires. And we don't have one town. FBA don't have a block. So it
My
ain't the
point exactly.
It ain't the resource.
It's so the pressure shouldn't be on the Mexican. The pressure shouldn't be on the Jamaican. The pressure should be on those who have the resource to pull it off.
They got it. So why are you crying on your knees,
rhetoric,
begging for reparations that's never going to come, instead of getting it in blood?
The pressure should be on those, and I don't mean pressure being ignorant, but trying to have conversation with those who have the financial ability to finance these endeavors. However, many people caught up in Bentleys, fur coats, and trips and big homes and things of that nature, as opposed to investing, creating relationships, and creating partnerships to build things like malls, to build things like towns, to build things like community. You know, they got unincorporated towns all in California. Unincorporated towns all in California that you can buy. While you talking, I'm gonna pull one up real quick. Go ahead, brother.
Right. While you do have so much vacant commercial real estate, you have so many vacant leadership roles in nonprofit work, in for-profit work. Vacancies that if people were sincere about the things that they spew on social media would be an easy fix.
Check this out. If we really wanted some independence, right? And we was really trying to roll, right, with this independent ideal, let me show you something. Close this. Can you see this right here?
Mm-hmm.
Let me blow it up just a little bit. Hell, Michigan, and I just pulled this one up because I know they exist. I researched it before. Hell, Michigan is a vertical paradise that has 66 miles of hiking trails, fishing friendly highland. You got food. Highland Lake, an annual blessing of bike events. The peculiar name town was price tagged at $900,000. You have your own town. This one is 1.4 million. You can make your own town.
So
you can make
let me
your
get
own
this
town.
straight. Let me get this straight, comrade.
It don't have to be a giant. You can make your own town if you want an independent.
Hold on. Let me get this straight, comrade.
If you really want independence, you can create your own town, have your own sheriff, have your own everything.
So instead of a museum, you mean tell me, good sir, we could have had a town?
You could have your own town. You can begin to solicit the municipalities to create your own sheriff. Somebody said, why don't you do it? If I had the support, I would. I have a few supporters, but I don't have that type of support. I got support, and I put it into what I'm doing here in Baltimore because, as my brother Shay said, you know, we build where we live. But if I had that kind of support, I already know the math. I already know how to do it. I already know how to pull it off.
And if you do,
the last few years, because that's my interest.
And if you do, we must have to assume that the others do.
And let me say,
and if they don't, that means they're not qualified
and let me
to
say
be leaders.
I don't have no problem with a museum. I don't have a problem with a museum. I have a problem with, I don't want to put it all out there yet. I have a problem with people being disingenuous and saying that FBA, and that's not Tariq, I haven't heard him say it, but use it FBA as if it's the end all be all, and now we're just going to focus on us, and we're just going to disqualify those who made contributions to our journey here, who wasn't FBA. We have so many people here in America that made contributions to our journey that is not FBA. So we throw them out with the bathwater too. We have them in R&B, we have them in Jamaican music, reggae music, we have them in civil rights fights, we have them in all that. So we throw them away because they're not FBA.
But most of the doctrines that got these people out of the funk, out of the dark spaces of their ignorance, most of those doctrines came from men who weren't FBA.
That's what I'm about.
How you like that shit?
Garvey wasn't FBA, but everybody walking around with the red, black, and green flag on their sleeve, saying we FBA, forget everybody else.
Right.
Garvey wasn't FBA.
Nor Stokely.
Come on, man. So that's what I'm saying. We need. I believe that the doctrine of FBA is a good concept. If it does not,
where's the doctrine?
I mean,
other than lineage, where is the doctrine? What do you supposed to do?
I think I'm assuming that the doctrine is this. The doctrine is that we all descended from. It's the same thing that ADOS stands for. We all descended from slaves. So
that's not a doctrine. How do you follow that every day? What is the daily expectations?
I guess you're right.
That you manifest this belief on.
Kareem, I'm trying to make it work, brother.
Nah, it don't work. There's no doctrine. It's emotionalism. And people get mad when you're not ignorant and a punk. If you're not a punk, if you're not stupid, they get mad.
I'm trying to use the term doctrine to say, listen, I understand what you're trying to say. What you're trying to say, it should be about us who are descendants from those who have suffered through the slave trade. And it started here. I get that part. But a lot of people have made contributions who are not of that lineage that got us to where we're at today. And that's not a good assessment and to move. So at the end of the day, there's more power in numbers. Where if we have more people waking up, because the European, when he oppresses on every corner of the globe with people with a copper tone or better. He don't just oppress somebody who FBA. He
don't give a damn.
He's going to oppress every border of Africa.
He's going to call you a nigger.
In the Bahamas. He's going to oppress in Haiti. He's going to oppress in Puerto Rico. He's going to oppress everywhere. Imagine if all the oppressed people say, let's come together and let's not be oppressed. Woo!
But you can't come together when you got snakes separating you based on their own positioning, financial gains. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You understand? Because old Sleepy Joe don't know nothing about no FBA, ADOS, none of that. He too sleepy. He don't even know who he is. But I guarantee you, if he look at your skin, he'll say, nah, that nigga right there needs to be right where he belongs. Don't care if you have a patois accent. It doesn't care if you got a southern accent or if you're a Yankee from up north. Your skin is going to be the representation of where he needs to put his boot and aim his guns. So how dare you separate yourself from that?
And for are you okay? And he said, y'all moving the post. This is about reparations. People have organizations that have been fighting for reparations before the term was coined. It's an unnecessary term when you already got. Won't you just put your efforts behind those who already did it instead of causing the emotionalism? Because guess what? Are you Annie? You will call me a sellout, and not you per se, but this type of what you're talking about here. We're moving the goalpost. This is about reparations. You'll call me a sellout, not you per se, but this type of energy. You'll call me a sellout. You'll call me an anti-FBA. You'll call me with an op. You'll call me all these sorts of names, but you will never be able to show and prove that what you're talking about really works. You have no examples. You have nothing that works from it. Nothing. You know what I mean?
They're not getting shit.
So all the people that was fighting, like the bill in California, you don't have to attach FBA to that. Get behind the movement and put your resources behind it and see if you can get done. You don't have to do that.
The only resource that you could ever put behind to make Whitey give you a dime is put your resources behind some firearms. Other than that, you ain't getting shit.
You hear that, Crip? Hey, Crip.
Simple as that. Stop playing.
Listen,
if you believe they giving you anything, then you just as dumb as a wooden nickel. They're not giving you nothing. That's why they're replacing the labor force with immigrants and machines.
There you go, brother. Listen.
Because they think they talking to, man. You can't pressure nobody that got guns drawn on you to give you something.
But you got to get it from the mud. Somebody said Europeans. Listen, somebody said Drew Ali will pay us in reparations. Brother, stop reading those quotes that these old sellout Moors have been telling you. If Prophet Noble Drew Ali actually said that, why would he work so hard, build a temple in 3 years, from a parking lot to 15, over 20 temples, and each temple had a school, each temple had a business connected to it, and within less than 3 years, they became $1 million in the 20s, $1 million religious corporation society if he was waiting for reparations. He went and got it from the mud. These little sayings that they say that they attribute to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, I hold no weight with that stuff because he did not walk that walk. The walk that he walked, he got it from the mud. He got it from the mud. Each temple had a school. Each temple had a business. He had a trucking business. He had the own newspaper. He had a field secretary for the newspaper. He had a publicity director for the newspaper. He was the business and he taught people to be the business. So he wasn't asking them Europeans for nothing. He said the Europeans was trying to kick out. But he also said, and this was from a letter, he said, I would not take it.
How can you prove that it's going to be worth anything when you don't have the infrastructures in place now to make sure that if you did receive, if they gave it tomorrow, it's expedited.
Let me say this. Somebody say, Chris Rich say, I'm sorry, brother. I'm gonna let you rock. Because I want you to hold that thought, because we could talk about this off camera sometime too, me and my bro. Brother said Drew Ali not recognized by true Muslims. Bring a true Muslim here to sit next to me, and I make that true Muslim a boo-hoo Muslim. Bring a true Muslim. What you think to be a true Muslim, bring them here. And let him prove to me that I'm not what he say he is, and I can prove to you that he's not what he say he is. According to the book that he says is the book of God, I can prove that he's not who he say he is. Bring him here, Chris Rich. With that being said, carry on, brother. I'm gonna let my brother Robbie Blue come in.
Again, like I said, you don't get something and then build. You build prior to getting anything, so you're already in the practice of it. So if you don't already have an infrastructure and institutions in place that separate you from your enemy and encourages self-growth, self-governance, you understand what I'm saying? Then him giving it to you is pointless. You're giving it right back. So let me get this straight. Do y'all want your reparations in dollars, or do you New Age Negroes want it in crypto?
Look,
you understand? Because that's the other argument.
Listen.
What do you want to do, and how do you want it done? Because if you're really about that, you would have been pulling out already and not waiting another decade for them to give you anything. We're going into the second, almost the third decade of this new millennium, and we're still talking about this shit from the 50s and the 60s.
Shouldn't we be motivating people to build economic stability in each community and be powerhouses, like building malls, like the Jewish community? They come together in groups and they buy the mall.
But listen, they want to hate and point at these groups instead of looking and noticing that these groups don't move as individuals.
Bro, check this out. The Jewish community will buy the whole mall and they rent it out to you to buy sneakers.
Yeah.
Go buy the mall and rent out all the stores.
Should they want to? Because they will buy and keep it amongst themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me get my brother Robbie Blue in. Don't go nowhere, Kareem. Let me get my brother Robbie Blue in. Robbie Blue, come on, friend or foe?
Friend, brother. Peace, peace, Grassroots. Peace, brother.
Peace, brother. Where you been at, bro?
How you doing?
Bro,
Man,
I've been out fighting these wars and I ain't seen you, bro.
Bro, you know what? Man, I just been dealing with real life, bro. I haven't even been online for a minute. I've checked out some of your broadcasts when I can. And the main reason why I want to chime in is I agree with you, brothers, specifically with Brother Kareem, in the sense that we do need to practice group economics. Because sometimes when I have hosted spaces on some of the Twitter spaces, I'd ask people, okay, when do you realistically think that we could get reparations? And people would have different numbers and what I would, different estimates. And I would tell people, look, man, we can chew bubble gum and walk at the same time. We could be practicing group economics. We could be start making nation building moves, because when I look at it, the primary sector and the secondary sector of this economy, we used to be into production. We have to get in production. And as clever as our people are, I think we could get into the automotive industry. And if we spend close to $1 trillion a year, if we, if we spend close to $1 trillion a year, I believe, I don't have that negative thinking, I believe we could crowdsource. I don't care if it took 10 years, $20 billion, $25 billion. But see, our people have to have the right mindset.
Now, this is what we could do. I don't mean to cut your wisdom. I know you just came in. Brother, we can go right to China right now with a blueprint of a car and put a less than $1 million in and have a prototype of a car and have it running off the assembly line in China, and they'll bring it right here. And people's like, why are you going to China? Because we're going to get this money.
See, now what you just said right there, that
That's
is
why.
part of the problem with some of the people's thinking. Like, I remember even when I proposed making, having car manufacturing, this one brother said, well, how you gonna price it for black people to afford it? I said, Negro, who said I was just trying to sell to black people?
Come
In other
on,
words,
Bobby
you
Blue.
know what I'm saying? I want some of everybody's money. But this is what I'm trying to say, brother, that might clear up a little misunderstanding with the brother Tariq situation. Basically, what you witnessed the other day was him waking up and realizing that for the past few months, because he doesn't really be on Twitter like that, you've had certain cats who took the message, because the whole FBA thing, as far as I knew it, was just supposed to be the word game to play with the European, so that because they kept saying, well, how can we differentiate who's an African and who's a descendant of a slave, something like that, right? Now, what happened was you had some people who don't have any consciousness, that are dead to self, and they took it to a whole nother level because they really weren't on the reparations thing. They were claiming to be Native American. So these people, it's weird. It's like they would consider themselves foundational Black American, but then they kind of had their own agenda. And then once that happened, they started beefing with a lot of immigrants. When people weren't never paying attention, all Tariq was basically saying is, if you're an immigrant and you're an Uncle Tom and you're off code, there goes that word code. Then, he roasted a couple of people on his broadcast, and that was just supposed to have been in gist. But I guess he didn't expect for people to be with a short bus mentality. So some people took that upon themselves to say, you know what, I'm checking every immigrant. If you have an accent, you know what I'm saying, Pan-Africanism don't work. Whoa, 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 whoa. Because like I tell people, I said, look, I'm still a Pan-Africanist at heart. I understand what they're saying in terms of, look, anytime money is an objective, people just they're trying to fix the lexicon, but they say, look, man, we need to separate from Africa in our, not so much in our thinking, but in our status, because the European is playing that word salad. But like I tell people, you are whoever the police say pull you over, because white is just not a social construct, it's a mindset. So you can have Hispanics that have an anti-black mindset, you can have Asians who have an anti-black mindset, you can have homegrown Uncle Toms that have an anti-black mindset, and of course you can have immigrants who have an anti-black mindset. But I think what it was is, whatever previous interactions Tariq had with certain individuals, what ended up happening was you had this like little civil war going on. And I've seen it plain as day, some people being agents, people tried to muddy the waters and be like, Tariq is against all immigrants. And it wasn't like that. It was specific individuals that I'm pretty sure if they came here on your platform, brother, not only would you make them feel like an agent, but you would shame them, you know what I'm saying, on the ancestor, because you'd be like, wow, this person is like a willing participant to do something that's anti-black. So what has happened, because the brother has so much on his table, he didn't have time to really check some of those individuals. So when they were coming to some of his spaces and just, it would be real immature, man. Like people be tattling on each other and like telling half truths,
Yeah,
right?
bro.
So he wouldn't really know what was going on. So then finally, I guess enough people got emboldened and they kind of flipped the script on him. And look, we all grown people. We're gonna do what we gotta do. You thorough with your research. I mean, you like, it's being on your platform is like going to church. You know how the pastor can preach and he could just, I'm like, man, Grand Sheik is making me think I got a coon spirit. I need to go and repent. You know what I'm saying? Grand Sheik got me thinking I could be a coon. A so-called, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you had your pit bull that time, like the so-called pit bull. I just think what happens, especially at this time that we're dealing with, brothers and sisters, the midterms are coming up, right? We probably don't care who wins or lose. I guarantee you we're not about to storm the Capitol and put feces on the side of the wall. What we're not paying attention to is our enemy that doesn't care about America. They want to create a white ethno state. They're willing to carry out acts of domestic terror. That's who I got my mind on. That's what keeps me up. And so while Negroes are Mandingo fighting, and I'm talking about mainly on Twitter, it's like finally some of that stuff is coming to an end, but the damage has been done because there's a lot of people who've been hurt because they were walking to some of these rooms and people had certain hashtags, and then people started associating, like, oh, so Tariq is against this, or Professor TBA is against that. And a couple of times I heard him in his spaces, he was even born with the brothers and sisters that were kind of being extremists. He said, look, we have a black one mindset. This is just strictly right for as far as getting the bag, because the European kept trying to, play dumb. Like I say all the time, they have 500 milligrams of denial, and then they give black people 500 milligrams of yes sir, boss. And sadly, you know what's so sad, brother? I really feel like we're out of time. When I say we're out of time, for the impending civil war that's going to happen, because they have
Come on, Bobby Blue.
They have pumped so much, you know what I'm saying, hatred and conspiracy theory and anti-black eugenics type thinking in our I don't want to say our sworn enemy, but hey, we got to look at the record, man. We forget we're dealing with people who are genocidal. They're genocidal when they get mad.
Brother, we are in no position, and then I want to get Sis Candia. We are in no position to defend ourselves against the obvious civil war, the obvious destructions that's yet to come. We're not ready.
And let me say this: I feel like there's certain
in the time as it relates to chaos and destruction could come any moment, and we are not prepared. We are not prepared. We are not even prepared to flee to a certain place where we can get our thoughts together to figure out how we're going to move into the next day, more or less the next week. We're stuck into this emotional conversation about reparations, these emotional conversations about this group, that group, instead of being an intelligent group of people and saying, okay, we having these conversations, but these are only Twitter spaces, social media, these are opinions on YouTube. But now off of YouTube, what are we doing to build that which we need to survive when, and I'm not saying if, but when the drama starts?
Well, you know what the problem is, and I'll land my plane here. And that's just what attracted me to your channel eons ago. I wanted to be around Black people who had emotional intelligence. You know, when you get tired of being angry about the system, like what does Neely Fuller say? Until you understand what racism, white supremacy is, you're confused. Okay, regardless if somebody agrees with somebody's religious, because I think you would say that you're like, man, you don't have to be a Moor to tune into my channel and get information. You see what I'm saying? And whenever you went at somebody, I feel like you were just basically just trying to be a truth seeker. You're like, I'm just going to lay out all the facts and let the family decide whether somebody is, you know, forthcoming or not. I'm saying all that to say there's a sleight of hand going on right now, because reparations is starting to trend for the people who are emotionally intelligent. We all overstand the division that the enemy is trying to do and the agents that they're using, right? And some of the agents are not people who are social media influencers. I feel like intentionally there's some people who probably went back to Brother Tariq, didn't give him full information, and trying to turn him against you. I also feel like even some of the brothers and sisters in the spaces, when I listen to them, I can hear their passion, but they just don't have the emotional intelligence to articulate their points, you know what I'm saying, without jumping to the gun, because a lot of people are fearful and they feel like we're running out of time, but they don't understand. Like, I'd rather be a good sergeant than a poor general. And for lack of better words, with the Aboriginal thing, you got people, you got too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Look, the way you lay out and the way you represent the Moorish Science Temple, I wish more brothers would do it. And I'm going to say it. I mean, there's no way to mince words. See, you kind of got that Dane Calloway thing. I don't know if you agree with this, brother, or not. You grinning already. See, when you start grinning, I already know what time it is. Look, I'm going to just say this. See, that kind of pulled into this little thing that happened with Tariq with some of those indigenous brothers and sisters. You got some people who take a little bit of truth, then they go to a whole other thing. Then next thing you know, they trying to sell you, like, not them, but like even with Dane Calloway, I was trying to tell people, I said, look, man, he basically took a little bit of Moorish science, morphed it into something else, and he's like old wine in a new bottle. But if you try to tell a young person that, what are they gonna tell you? Man, you were old, hating, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to mess up your algorithm. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. We're old enough to understand it. So ironically, the way I feel right now, I wish we had another 4 years. I hate to say it, brothers and sisters, and I've just learned to accept it. The only positive I can think about it, we're not the frogs being slowly boiled in the water because we're awake. But for our brothers and sisters that are still, look, after the Buffalo shooting, if you don't understand B1, if you don't understand that there's a serious problem that could be your mother, like now they're bold. They're like, we're willing to get into civilian clothes and carry out acts of terrorism where you shop, where you live. I'm willing to drive 200 miles from where I live, you know what I'm saying, to attack you. I don't have to masquerade as a police officer. And I'm going to tell you something, what I really truly believe they're trying to do is they're trying to cause this argument about defunding the police because these devils want to privatize police. They want to have these Blackwater type characters to come in with these security contracts, and that's going to be the new police using AI technology and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So because you got to realize they have the technology to put a stop on a lot of this if they wanted to. So if they're allowing it, brothers and sisters have to ask themselves why. And if the union turned their back on black people and let these Southern devils run amok in the past, Biden sitting here talking about there's 100,000 positions to be filled in law enforcement. Who do you think they're going to fill? That's like a wink and a nod to the Proud Boys. Look, instead of you coming out here, you know, saying looking like a demon-possessed member of the Geek Squad, just put you on a police uniform and come into the black community. And then when we normalize that stop and frisk and make it national, now you got to, you know, police have police have, you know, that protection, that blue line. It's like, we better be taking it serious. We have enough division as it is. So I would say, don't let them sucker you into it. I ain't gonna lie. For entertainment purposes, if this was boxing, I'm like, I know, brother Taharka, he's Floyd Mayweather. He's gonna do his counter punches. You know what I'm saying? And Tariq, you know, he got that hard jab. It would be entertaining if this was peacetime. We are in wartime, people. So I don't even want to see that. You know, I feel like in less than 2 months, bro, the whole trajectory of this country is gonna change. You got Vladimir Putin cutting off the the natural gas over there, bro. Our gas price is about to go up, B. Our electric bills are going to go up because of the natural gas. I don't think people are getting it, man. I'm going to land my plane there. I know the sister wants to speak. I appreciate you for letting me share my opinion, bro. I just want to see everybody not get gaslit by these trolls that are just trying to cause a civil war.
I got you. Brother, I appreciate you. I hope you chime in some more, brother, because I really miss your commentary, brother. Absolutely.
Oh, I be watching, bro. I'm just not trying to end up on your hit list. See, you gotta be careful with it.
You're day one, bro.
I tell people all the time, look, I still eat pig feet, and I might like a white woman's page. I mean, I dox myself, nigga. You know?
I love you, bro.
It's all love. It's all love.
Love you, bro. So look, real quick, hey, Kareem. If you need to go, just cut in, because I know you say you was ready to shut down. I want to get these other people in, but you definitely can have the last word before you go if you need to go. But if you can stick around, you're welcome.
Well, I can stick around for the sister. I wouldn't leave without hearing from our queens, because I believe that they are a very integral part in the liberation process. And with all due respect and love, we must place them in a different position than we have been taught by our enemies. You dig? So I want to hear what she has to say.
And let me say this. When I say we are not prepared for what's to come, we're not even prepared to flee. In other words, what I'm saying is people think fleeing is cowardice. Fleeing ain't cowardice. If you are unnumbered, unmanned, and ungunned, you better flee. Get yourself together. And notice what I said. I said, and even regroup. And if I say regroup, that's what I'm trying to say.
Definitely.
If you have to flee in order to regroup, then you flee. The point that I'm making is we are not even prepared to even flee.
Well, we're not prepared.
We haven't prepared anything for us if chaos was to strike in the next minute.
Well, you're not prepared physically, because mentally you have fathers sending their sons in to do robberies and kill rappers. You have black women getting killed at the hands of their supposed lovers every day, daily. They're killing women and kids and themselves. So we're not mentally prepared. So we definitely not physically could be prepared, because these same individuals who have been thrusted into attention leadership, because you're just watching them, have absolutely no military mindset.
This brother say this is counterproductive, but I guarantee you he will scroll up, down, TikTok, up, down, Twitter, and watch the booty pop and won't even say nothing. I guarantee
he getting ready to go watch Hassan Campbell.
Yeah.
That's what he getting ready.
And then this one said, worrying. Just because you go to work every day because you want to make sure your bills paid, that don't mean that you're worried about your bills. It's just the responsible thing to do is to be prepared. Preparing for chaos is the responsible thing to do, considering the climate of the world today. We need to stop this. That must be trolling people. We're not thinking. Let me get Candy. Sister Candy!
You next, sir.
Islam. You next, my brother, Elevation of Law. Give me a minute. Let me get my Sister Candy in. Sister
I
Candy,
just want to say, of course, first of all, peace and love to you.
Peace, sis.
Hey, how you doing? It's been a while for me. I've had a few things going on as far as losing a couple family members and everything, but I'm back now. Brother Karim, I just want to say I love you. I watch you on Doggy Diamond. I'm also watch you on your own page, and you are one powerful Black intelligent man.
Much
I
appreciated.
respect your opinion. I listen to a lot of things that you say, especially when you're on the show with Doggy Diamond. And I promise to tell you that I am in the chat just high-fiving you, and you don't even know it. But I will say this, Grand Sheik, the young man that just spoke, he right. At first I had one opinion, but now he kind of changed my mind about things. I've also listened to Tariq Nasheed, and I will say that he can be very nasty and very disrespectful, which is a different environment from what I'm used to over here on this channel. I've been over here with you for years now, and I don't respect that. I'm just sorry. You guys speak about a lot of the same things as far as, empowering the Black, our Black communities and stuff like that. I see your work. I know what you do. I don't see what he does. I don't know what he's doing. So, and I don't watch him all like that. But I will say that one thing that you do is you have your receipts, you do your research, you lay it out, and it's the truth. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It ain't no maybe you might be telling the truth about anything. I've always known you to be that person.
And Sister Candy, I would never go low and go dirty as we've seen throughout
and
the years.
that was my next point. You don't speak like that.
I'm only going to put facts out of when somebody come at me sideways, it compels me to research and ask why. Because if I'm talking about FBA, and the first time that I hear about it is connected to Tariq, of course, I'm going to have Tariq as the poster child of FBA, because that's how I come in contact with the information. But both of us are podcasters. Both of us are vloggers on YouTube and other different social media spaces. So if someone put my face on a flyer or something, it doesn't bother me. But at the end of the day, if they want to have that conversation, I welcome that conversation about Moorish, about Prophet Noble Drew Ali, about what I'm doing in the community, about what I'm doing on social media. And so when I put somebody's face on a thumbnail, it's especially Brother Tariq, it's not coming at him from a lower vibration. It's like I'm interested in the conversation about FBA and how it going to be effective for our people. I don't believe it can be, but I have the right to express that opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that we can raise the vibration where we can sit across table from each other, not necessarily Tariq, but anybody who have a difference of opinion, and sit and talk like civilized people and let the people decide what makes sense for us and how we should move forward.
Well, I understand that, but I don't. If the other person sitting across the table from you is Tariq, I believe, in my own opinion, that it will not be an intelligent conversation, because he does not speak intelligently. I have heard him talk to people so very nasty, in such a nasty way, and cuss them out. I've never heard you even say one person, period. But I'm going to touch on one other thing. I want to touch on one other thing. And the other thing is the idea of reparations. People need to understand, you ain't getting it. You're not getting it. You're not. Nobody is sitting. The government and no white man, a European or whoever what you want to call them, is gonna cut you no check because you are a descendant from a slave. If you was gonna get that money, you should have had things in order and everything together to receive it before they earmarked billions of dollars to go over to Ukraine. Maybe we'd have got a piece of that. So for people that's sitting back thinking that it's a possibility that we ever finna get a check for anything that has anything to do with our descendants being slaves and building the country. It's not going to happen. It has been all 500, almost 600 years, and we ain't seen a check yet. So, like, let it go. I don't understand why people looking for something ain't willing to do nothing but want it to fall in their lap. Get out. Get up, get out, and go and do something. Okay? Make your money, make your mark in this world. Do what you got to do to take care of your family, build your future, build financial wealth for your child, your children, your grandchildren, your great, 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 and so on and so forth on your own. Because ain't nobody finna give you nothing. I'm so sorry to say that. And I feel like I'm gonna get some backlash for me saying this, but it is honestly the truth. If we was gonna get it, why we ain't already got it?
And you're absolutely correct, Quinn. You're not getting nothing from none of that.
My thing is that if you believe that we're getting something, that should not stop you from building something. Right. You can believe whatever you want. You can even fight that battle. But what is the most important battle? Is to build something that's going to sustain you and your progeny.
Exactly.
That's the most important battle, not depending on someone who have stole you, who have captured you, who have chased you, who has manipulated you, who have destroyed every pride of energy that you would have inside of you, where we still fighting to build our own self-esteem, cut our women up, cut our babies up, split men from two legs apart from pickup trucks. I mean, all of this stuff hanging from trees, and they've been through all of this. They indoctrinate in school, they indoctrinate in college, they indoctrinate in hip-hop, they indoctrinate everywhere that you can look, everything that they control. And now all of a sudden that they're going to be submissive and say, you know what, you dudes deserve this. Only way you're going to get it is if they find a way to make it a prerequisite that you spend it back with them immediately. And in fact, you're going to do that anyway, because most people have not created any relationships outside of the United States. So the only thing you're doing is going to, if it was to happen, the only thing you're going to do is replenish the economy.
Right back.
It's going to be another stimulus check.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And you can't build a relationship with anybody overseas because you just badmouthed them. You just created and made enemies of them. You just told them that they're not worthy.
And now you gotta spend it with.
So you're gonna go spend it right back.
That you call the enemy,
right? You don't have your own infrastructures and nothing in place.
Let me get a law elevation. And thank you so much, sis.
Thank you, sis.
I want to respond to Rocco. Rocco said, thank you so much. Rocco says, bro, you put a woman naked pictures up. Quit faking. Let me explain what that is again. The woman attacked not only myself, but myself and my wife. She was a Hebrew Israelite professing to know the Bible, expressing the Bible, and a scholar of the Bible and of the Hebrew faith. The objective was to show what she's talking is not who she is. That's what it was about. It wasn't about trying to just shame a sister. It was about a sister claiming to be, professed to be a Hebrew Israelite, eloquent sister, when behind the scene, she was nothing of the sort. And so that's called, let me show you the receipts. What you see on your tube is not the person that's on your tube. The person that you see is the person that I will expose. That's what that was about. So if you didn't get that, that's your problem. But with that being said, let me get Zoe. Elevation of Law is supposed to be next. My apology for the long wait. Elevation of Law, you in the building. What's up, my brother?
Yes, sir. Peace, Taharka. I got a question for you. I want to have a real dialogue with you. Are you a foundational Black American?
I don't use that term because it's a relatively new term that have yet to be defined to my satisfaction. I'm a Moorish American, and that's sufficient for me. You know what I mean?
I do not know what you mean. However, we're gonna get some understanding. Does your lineage?
Let me tell you what it means. It means I'm descendant of the Moors of antiquity, and I'm born here in America. That's what it means.
Okay.
You know about the Moors of antiquity, right?
Yes, sir, I do. So with that being said,
so I proclaim to be descendant of those people of North Africa of dark complexion skin, darker than Kareem,
And I was born here in America by the way of the process of what we have faced called the transatlantic slave trade and the indigenous slave captures here in America.
Have you done your genealogy?
Not directly, but let me say this, not directly, because I don't trust European numbers.
That's a yes or no, sir.
No,
that's a yes or no
I
question.
No, I haven't, and I'm gonna tell you why. No, I haven't, but because I don't trust.
I don't need to know why, Taharka.
Okay, you're going to
hear
move
why. Right along.
Stop there. You're going to hear why. Quiet and listen. I don't trust Europeans collecting data and giving me numbers from their research. When our people begin to collect the data and the science behind genealogy, then I go with that. However, nationality is not necessarily it doesn't necessarily have to be a genealogy construct. It's also a legal construct. When you understand nationality, it's a legal construct also. So regardless of the genealogy part, I am convinced that I say I am who I am. Now, with that being said, nationality can be both. It could be a genealogy and it could be a legal construct also. All right?
That's fine. Or your great grandparents from America, sir?
Absolutely.
So they endured slavery here in America.
Well, my great grandparents doesn't have any recollection of actual slave experience.
Okay, here's why I'm asking this question. I want to cut to the chase. I've seen several of your videos over the past 3 or 4 years, and you've been taking a lot of shots at the new black media. In particular, the ones I saw was about Tariq Nasheed. And I want to ask you, just in a peaceful manner, brother, would you please remove those videos from your channel?
What videos and what shots are you talking about?
Any video that mentions Tariq Nasheed, Professor Black Truth, or Jason Black, sir.
Who is Professor Black Truth?
Is that a cease and desist, Taharka?
It's not cease and desist.
Anyway, let me tell you something.
Right, because who do you think he's running? Like the shirt show.
Brother. All of that stuff, man. Listen, I already say you need to show your face on here, and I let you come on and not show your face. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not removing nothing, brother.
Thank you.
I'm not removing nothing. And I'm telling you, I want to make it home to see my children. I want to make it home bad. If I don't do anything in life, I want to make it home to see my children. Don't play.
Well, that is the task and the charge for anyone, is to always make it home.
I'm going to make it home to my wife.
Anybody who disturbs
it. That's all I got to say.
You have the universal, not man-made, not governance. You have the universal right. As a universal being of truth.
Somebody say he didn't demand. He didn't demand. Hey, elevation of law. If you want to talk to me, open your camera up. Open your camera up. Talk to me like a man. If you want to talk to me like a man and be forceful and make requests, look me in the face. You ready to do that?
Brother, I'm not being forceful. I'm going to talk to you like everybody else.
Look me in the face, brother. Brother, you don't come on no grown man platform and requesting me to remove something and give me a list of removals. Are you crazy?
Can I ask you one more question?
No, I want you to look me in my face like I'm looking you in yours. Can you do that?
Would you like to be a cartoon or a cookie, sir? Take your pick.
I wouldn't care what you want to be.
A cartoon or a cookie, sir. It's not going to end well, sir.
I would take.
I yield the mic. Thank you, sir.
Really? Wow. Oh, excuse me, Tark. Can I please say something? Oh my. Look, I try to bring this balance each time I come. I want to say peace and respect to you, Taharka, because every time you come on, you give these people a chance to come and defend their position. Like, I don't see. and they
Make
never
it
come. Right, and it really lends to the question of, if you're gonna come on and then like him, show your face, show me who I should be looking for. That's gonna be coming up on me, because like you, the bodyguard, you is he gonna be there to help me? I'm trying to see, like, why are you gonna come and threaten me? But no, I haven't seen many men just taking up for other men for nothing. They don't even want to take up for the women and the children. But now you're gonna come take up for a man?
Ain't
Ain't
that
that
crazy
something?
though?
Ain't
Ain't
that
that
something?
crazy?
Ain't that sort of suspect, sort of rainbowish?
It really is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Everybody who attacked me has been brothers.
And that's
and
a
see that.
shame in itself. That's a shame in itself, because as you sit here talking about us building each other's up in a space, in a place where we can have intelligent conversation, here we are, here he come on and try to tear you down. That's not what this is about. It was only the fact that you asked the question, you want to know, what is this FBA thing all about? And it's wrong for you to ask that question. I want to know what it's all about, because I've
And
heard
I
it
don't
several
think anybody
times.
articulated it either, Sister Candy. I don't think
No one
anybody's
never did.
articulated it to my
Even the
satisfaction.
man, you had a show with a young man on there, and I was in the chat, and he was on there, and he was doing all of this explaining, but he never explained what it really is all about.
And you know what? He kind of puts me in the mind of the other day. Now, not just necessarily brother Lloyd Strahan, but when she said that he actually ignored her and was like, "Go, okay, carry on with your business." Excuse me, if you're gonna come here to where I live from where you are, like that's up north. We all call it up north, and I'm in Arkansas, so you can here, and then you're gonna say I'm not gonna speak to you, and then I could see if she was being rude. She was a nice lady. She didn't even look threatening. So how you gonna come in and say that like it's no problem? No, there's a real problem. And if you're with an organization that's not willing to speak to me, then we have to question that off top, because what are you hiding? I can understand what he said about the FBI and all this stuff, but you need to especially not talking about numerology, not the way you're talking about it, because a lot of this stuff that these people are doing, yeah, they've probably been doing it for years, but they don't really understand the foundation that is behind spiritual science and spirituality altogether. Now, more science, the reason I watch, I literally am so intrigued by the sciences, but more science is definitely at the top rank of these spiritual sciences. And when it comes to the circle seven, they have to see that it's not a complete circle. It's got four little lines missing
Go
out
ahead,
of it
sis.
that shows that shows when we look up to the sun and us actually mapping out this place that we're in, this whole plane that we're in, giving these 12 houses. That's what breaks up and gives us astrology, so we can understand ourselves and then understand medicine and law. All of this is in the astrology. And when it comes to it, we need to really start, if we're going to be thinking about getting reparations, we need to start understanding the administration and sue these people for the things that they're doing. And since we know they're not going to respond, we'll be collecting tax credits by forgiving them, wiping out the debt in the country, and actually benefiting our communities and able to build up off of some millions of dollars, because a lot of us don't have thousands or millions of dollars saved up to put into any type of program. But if we go through this administrative process and we do it properly, the way it's supposed to be done, while we got people, oh, you got your social security card and your birth certificate connected to a secret account and all this. If you didn't set it up, it's not your account. But if you understand what's going on and you do this stuff properly, then you can benefit from it and your community can benefit from it. Just like we sitting here talking now, all the things that we've been doing, we've been taking the lead of other people, even with our medicine. Before the HIPAA code, you had to actually state that you would, if you didn't know medical, if you didn't know astrology, you couldn't practice medicine. So what are these people doing now? They don't understand the body, they don't understand the mind, they don't understand the spirit, because our spirit created this mind first. That's our first body, the mental body. And if we can get that in order, then we can start to move forward into clearing up and healing our physical body. Because a lot of physical ailments we got, we don't realize it's connected to a mental, spiritual, and a physical ailment that's going on. If you just heal one, the other two not healed, you're not going to be completely healed. That's why they don't understand the doctor saving process, because you got to clear your whole body. You got to clear out all this stuff that you've been eating, all this processed food and everything, and literally clean your body, drink water, and clear it out for 30 days. People don't want to do that. And then you talking about you got cancer, that's gonna take 90 days of clearing, and then herbal medicines on top of it. We're steady going to these people for their remedies that work for them because maybe their body works differently from ours. Because we've got 9 DNA centers and they've got 6, and then the animals have 3. So we need to really understand that this a whole process is going on internally and externally, as above, so below, as within, so without.
That's true. That's
That's
fact.
Flex drop
peace.
a bomb
Fact.
on them. Flex
That's
drop a
peace.
bomb on them.
You done said that, sister. I have to give you a virtual high
Flex
five
drop
on
a
that,
bomb
man.
on them.
Yes,
High
you
five
did.
you
You
back.
said that right. You said that
Indeed.
right. You got to be
And then
Indeed.
one
careful what
last
you put
thing
in your
too.
mouth.
I've not seen any black or white people, so I wish we would all stop using these words because these words are spells. They're swords that we're using to actually lash each other when we should be attacking the enemy, the people that are not in the energy of doing good for the collective. We see that all of us have a collective spirited mind. So we see that these people, anybody trying to seclude or outcast any other people, everybody is necessary for us to be able to see this balance, because if we didn't see that evil, we wouldn't know what it meant to be good. So we can see that in them. We don't want to see it in ourselves. We need to be able to clear this within so we can see clearly what's being projected into us, because we're not looking out from our body. Things are being projected into us.
Well, let me say this. We are one of the only people that are so far against each other. When you look at these other races, whether it be white, Chinese, Indian, African, they right together.
Yeah,
Say
they
something
understand this
nasty. Say
process.
something nasty to one of them. I don't care if they don't even know the other person. If they're
Mhm.
of the
They all
same
come
race,
out
they're gonna
running.
jump and make sure that they take care and cuss you down
Yeah.
about you saying something. We are the only culture of people that are so against each other that
But if
it's
you
not
look back,
even
sis,
funny.
we used to do that. You used to let you come
Back
to
in the
somebody's
day,
house on the block tripping. Everybody on the block gonna come outside.
yes, that's
But
true.
now
Left in
they've
the light.
gotten the older people to even go against their grandchildren, and
That's
I would
right.
lock them up, take them to jail. You can't go in there and get him out, honey, when you crying next week, sad because he in jail. Like, we
Yep.
gotta stop giving our children to these people, because we clearly see all the stuff that they're doing. They're doing against the law of the land, so called, but universal law prevails, and you can't break those laws. That's why we're all on this hamster wheel, and we keep coming back here because we don't understand how to get out of our desires, our lower animalistic natures, and move to our higher mind. That's what where our ascension process is, for us to wake up and ascend to our higher mind and start to think better than we're thinking. Because it's not working.
That's right.
Peace.
Don't have the
Let me
truth.
get Zoe in real quick. Thank you so much, sis.
You're
Appreciate
welcome. Hmm.
appreciate. Let me get Zoe in. Zoe, are you there?
Yeah, I was here listening. Yeah.
Friend of foe, state your business. All right. I just like to
Oh
say that.
no, I mean,
That's my
no,
brother.
well, I was gonna say, like I said, as far as yeah, FBA, that's like a new movement. You know what I'm saying? It was I know that you probably know, like I said, it was originally Norris Shelton movement, and then Norris Shelton it went to Yvette and Antonio Moore, and then Tariq came and did his thing and took away their members, and now they got the FBA thing. But I mean, I look at it like this though, like, to be real, to be honest, I think that as far as the people that are really into this, like all these groups, from the Moors, Pan-Africanists, um, Israelites, all these groups need to make moves, because to me, it's like, as far as when you talk about like mainstream Black American culture, like, to me, mainstream Black American culture is always going to be locked into the direction of white society and Americanism. That's just what it is. Like, if you at the grocery store, or if you at the bar, or on the bus stop, or at Walmart, and all these type of things, the average Black person is not talking about none of those things. Like, nobody is. I've yet to be anywhere and somebody talking about Tariq's podcast, or somebody talking
That's right,
about
brother.
um
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
well, Yeah, well, that's just my thing. It's like mainstream Black American culture. It's locked into everybody that's doing them. Raising your kids, taking care of your own individual households. So it's like,
I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead, brother. People get on.
No. I was just saying that as far as the people that's into some school of thinking or some type of thing, because I feel like if we would combine and really realize each other's strengths and weaknesses and combine and make things, and make a doctrine that's going to sit the top, you can have something.
I want
to say what now?
1 second. I don't think that's brother. I think it's okay if brothers practice the Hebrew Israelite faith, but they move towards liberation within that construct. I think it's okay for Moors to practice whatever they practice as it relates to Moorish science, and they move towards liberation in that construct. And each other construct that we have to understand that we come from a place where we all never thought alike in the first place, but we got vicious towards each other when we got infiltrated with European ideals and concepts. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we need to get back to the place where it's okay for you to be a Christian, but still fight towards liberation. Don't bamboozle people. Don't steal from people. Don't be disingenuous, or they should be called out on it. And that goes for the NOI, that goes for the Moors, that goes for everywhere. Now, when you're dealing with people on social media, whereas though they have no organization to fight for liberation, and they just coming with rhetoric and filler, that's a problem. That's a problem. It's just rhetoric and filler. You never see anybody accomplish anything just willy-nilly, just hooping and hollering, screaming, we need this, we need that, we need to. Even when you look at those and I love to use the example of the Palestinians, the PLO and the Gaza Strip. Of course, for years, I don't know how old you are, for years, we watch children throw rocks at tanks. You know what I'm saying? Anybody remember that back in the day?
Of course.
They throw rocks at tanks. Now they loaded with weapons. We watched for years where they use themselves. You feel what I'm saying? Today they have a position as a nation on the UN. There was a lot of bloodshed. There was a lot of casualties involved, but they took a stand-up approach for their liberation and their freedom. They just wasn't yelling rhetoric, and they were up against tanks. They had their children out there throwing rocks at tanks back in the 80s. So what I'm saying is rhetoric and talk has never gotten the people anywhere. And social media has become a landing strip for anybody to land their plane and get off and say, I'm home, and this is my product that I want everybody to buy.
Exactly.
Well, see, you know the thing about it is that even with, if you look at any of the people, if you look at the Palestinians, if you look at the Bengali Muslims, the Romani Gypsies, the Hmong Chinese, if you look at any oppressed minority, around the world, I think even like when it comes to our situation, it's kind of like the civil rights leaders and the legacy that we're living on. We pretty much that movement pretty much just took how would I say, they took a deal basically where, how do I explain that? Because okay, with those oppressed minorities and those groups of people, it's like, okay, we're fighting. We're fighting for our heritage. We're fighting for land. We're fighting to be an independent people with our own mind and to define our own destiny. And I think, like, see, that's why I said with us, it's like our leadership kind of took a thing where, okay, how would I say, we don't have none of that. We're locked into white society in the direction of Americanism. Like that's what the Palestinians in their story, you can learn from it, but at the end of the day, like, we can't do that. Like we can't be.
You know what? Well, let me interject. Let me interject in this, Taharka.
Let me just say this real quick. What I'm pointing to, the principle of moving in a way that is more than rhetoric, is what I'm saying. Whatever we do, but we got to move more than talk.
And you can't.
But see that. But that's what I'm saying, though. That's
Zoe, you cannot do that because your people do not have a construct in their mind to live away from whitey. If you cannot conceptualize yourself doing it,
bro, you say what I can't say.
Do it. You have to have the
but that's what I'm
concept
saying.
in your mind. If you don't
that's
have
the
that
legacy.
concept in your mind, it will not be done.
But isn't that the legacy though? Isn't that the legacy what was left? Just it was a legacy.
It's the
Martin Luther
legacy
King,
that
the
you
Big Five.
chose to inherit when you sat back and allowed somebody else to determine the quality of your life by not being responsible enough to feed, clothe, shelter, and protect.
So yeah, that's our legacy.
That's a legacy. That's not a legacy.
Our culture.
That's not a legacy.
That's not Black American culture.
It's not a culture. You understand? It's a frame of thought. And in order to get rid of that frame of thought, in order to get rid of that frame of thought, you have to conceptualize your enemy on their knees, begging for their life. If you cannot see yourself doing that, you will be forever stuck into relying on how to govern, how to fight, how to educate, and how to name and claim who you are. You have to work at that. And if you don't see yourself doing that, you will never get it done. You can't put a doctrine together unless you have that concept in your mind that you do not need these people at all.
Yeah, and now to your point,
but what I'm saying, I'm saying as far as okay, I'm sorry.
I'm of the thought that I don't necessarily see them. I need to see them on their knees. I just don't need to see them at all. And I depend on me to flush my own toilet, me to get my own water, me to get my own gas, me to produce my own everything. I don't need to see you. I don't need you. That's the state of mind that I think that I try to subscribe
because
to.
You're conscious and woke.
Yeah.
But
so
in order
to see everything provided by us, for us, and we get to the point where we can at least work together just a little bit, and maybe we'll sell some of our stuff and gain more income for what we're trying to do. And that's our nation's move.
Well, I tell you what
I was saying.
Go ahead,
when you have people,
no.
When you have wait a minute. When you have a nation of men who are now in the trend of beating women and children to death, there's only one way to wake them up out of that misery, out of that traumatic space that they're in, that energy cannot be shifted to their true enemy. You have to put batteries in their head and in their hearts and backs. You cannot do that with talking. They have to see, visualize their enemy's defeat. That is how the Palestinians win. That is how Cuba won. That is how Maurice Bishop gained Grenada. This is how they won the Mau Mau. This is how Winnie was able to win. They had a concept and construct in their mind that they did not need these people. Therefore, they had to go. If you're weak and you're not conscious, you can't do it by talking. They don't understand that. They have to see it. Mike would not have been a champ if Cuss did not gas him up to believe that. Our men are weak.
They weak, yes,
and frail.
Yes.
When you can beat on your own woman,
yes,
something has been done in your mind.
Yes.
I don't want to hear that shit. There's nothing
I just want to chime in. Kareem, I just want to chime in and say that what you are talking about is absolutely the truth. These men are not men like the Marcus Garvey or even some of the men in the 80s and in the 70s that were proud of their families, loved on their wives, took care of their children. Now it's how many kids can you get and how many baby mamas you can get and how you can beat her and how you can use her, lay up in her house on her, don't work, don't take care of yourself. They have nothing in their head but to sit down and play a game all day and stuff like that. They're not of the same cut from the same cloth that you or me or Grand Sheik or any of the men that been up here on the panel. They don't even have the good sense to get up and wash their behind. We have some weak Black men in this country, and a lot of them. And yes, they are woman beaters. They are killers of dreams. They beat on their children. Like that man took his son, parked down the street for his son to go in there and rob not just the man, PMB, the rapper, they robbed his girlfriend too. He robbed her and told her he would blow her head off if she didn't take off her jewelry. And then went and got back in the car with his father, and the mother was involved too. That is what today, and the reality of today of the Black man and the Black woman in this country. And let's not speak about the Black woman, because as a Black woman, we have become the number one thoughts, the people who have no respect for themselves, who shake their behind on any type of social media, who have no control over our own minds, our hearts, our bodies, and give a rat's butt about our own souls. So let's just be clear. We are living in that time, in that day and time, that we've treated our own self badly. We don't even care about our own self sometimes. And you can't blame somebody else for that. You have to blame yourself. A lot of people go through a lot of things, but you have to pull yourself up out of it. As a single mother myself, I had to get myself together and know and will it into my own self to know that I will be okay and I will be all right. So at the end, and I'm okay and I'm all right. But at the end of the day, we have to do it for our own self to be all right. So when we go out here in the community, we can will it into the next female or will it into the next man, or help them to understand this is what it is. This is how you do it. Give them the blueprints.
Indeed.
But can I say one thing though?
Come on, Zoe.
Like I said, I understand what you said, but to me, it's like you're not going to. To me, I just feel like this. You're not going to break mainstream Black American culture. Mainstream Black American culture is not changing. It's not changing. That's why I said about the people that want this in a different culture, like the subcultures that you have. That's why I was saying that I think that sometimes we should kind of like work together, because like where I'm at, I'm down here in Newport. I'm down here in Virginia, down here in Newport News, and here you have a lot of you have a very visible Black middle class. That Black middle class is not thinking about Africa. Is not thinking about Noble Drew Ali. They not. Right. It's not there. It's like I said, brother. None of that is there. None of that about trying to change their reality. Like the way you're speaking, they wouldn't even have no idea what you're talking about. That's like a world away from their thinking and their reality to how they live. And I'm saying that
they will perish.
But you know what? And the brother is so right. And you know what? He's so right though, Kareem. Let me tell you something.
I know. And I say it all the time.
At one time, I used to be concerned. I don't take social media personal no more. I don't like the tough talk because, like I said, I'm going to make it home to see my family. I don't like the tough talk. But I used to be deeply involved in this stuff, and I learned, like, outside of social media, no one who's really progressive knows these people
at all.
For real. Like some of the customers that I've dealt with in the home improvement business, if I would say, "Do you know Sinetta?" they were like, "Who?"
No, they don't.
Like,
that's why I agree with the brother.
These people, and I understand what he's talking about. It's certain people in certain statuses of life, they don't know what none of this stuff. They could kill. And these are the people that actually have the bag that could actually push this to another level. Exactly. But the moment that they Google somebody's name or Google somebody that they might think that they came across that they can help, they look at it and say, "What the heck is this buffoon?"
Exactly. And I've said it numerous times, and the sister, she follows, she here. I've seen people in entire outfit, hair wrap, dreads, beads. I've seen brothers in dashikis and all that. Don't know who Polite is, don't know who none of us are. No clue. Never seen or heard. You understand? So far removed from it. We are 5%. And of the 5%, 1% of us are actually have the commitment and integrity to push it through. So I know that. I'm aware of that. And those people who are so integrated into that system shall be the first to perish. I'm good with that. Those have to be the casualties. Those are not my concern. My concern are those who do not know, who are downtrodden, who I work with every day, who educate me through my work because they tell me what they actually need, not a perceived, right, of who we are, what they need, these grand tales of what Black people need. No, I'm in the gutter working mental health, domestic violence, anger management, because these are the things that prevent one from being woke. This is the trauma you have to sift through to make people aware of self, to give them that literacy, to explain what they've been going through and who they believe is responsible for. I don't worry about these people who have these degrees and who have these letters, or these people who have these pensions, 401ks and such, who did 20 years on the police force, or COs, or, you know, in this false education system. You dig what I'm saying? They're going to believe what they will. And we walked, as old Adolf had them, right into the chambers, onto the plantations. That's not my concern. I'm aware of those numbers. But how do we, as a group, build our own tribe of liberators in the midst of all that?
And I think that's one of the major problems that we're facing. We're seeing a bunch of talk that we all heard before. And it's a sad thing that most people that follow these trends, they just haven't been paying attention. Because a lot of these talks are warmed over soup. We've seen these talks. This FBA is just another talk that we've seen before. We've seen this talk. We've seen this before. And that's the sad part about it, that we refuse to study just a little bit and look at the similarities so we won't be duped as we were yesterday.
Right. It's simple.
I'm not saying that those who have latched on to FBA understand exactly what I'm saying. And I don't want them to feel as though I'm saying, okay, you're a fool, you've been duped. But what I'm saying is that this particular situation, and I would venture to say that I'll do a presentation and prove it, that this particular situation with FBA is nothing new.
Grand Sheik, right quick, can you put the link in the chat, because I believe Cryptonomics wanted to come up.
Yeah, I got him, sis. Thank you so much. Let me see.
And then let me say one thing before you go, Karim. I was looking at the chat and I was seeing, please be mindful to be respectful in the chat. This is a respectful place. And just because I'm up here doesn't mean I can't come down there and block you from the chat. I see a lot of nasty comments that I really don't like. And I'm telling y'all that even if y'all want to argue intellectually with each other, but do not be disrespectful. There's no need for the disrespect. And then let me clear up something, because I said some things about people not being, paying attention to what's really going on in the world. Men laying up on their women and beating on their women. Karim mentioned it also too. These scenarios are happening. I didn't say 40 million people are this way. I'm saying that these things are happening at a much more rapid rate. When we used to watch the news and say, oh, so-and-so killed this family, we thought that was one of them Europeans. Now it's starting to be us.
That's right.
Okay. So we need to recognize that it is happening in our own communities. Okay. So let's just be realistic about the whole situation. We're not living in a time where we're not all educated on the fact of what's going on in the world. We know what's going on. We see it every day in our own communities, on the news, in other places, and other spaces too. So let's just be realistic. But I'm not saying that everybody is like that. Certainly not, because a lot of us are waking up and realizing what is really going on and stepping in to our wokeness and getting educated by people like Grand Sheik or Karim, Doggy Diamond, and so on and so forth, and other YouTubers in other places and other spaces also too. So just be clear when you say, and yes, I am a single mom, and I'm proud of it because I'm raising my son to be respectful. He says, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Get your kids together, boo. So that was for the comment when somebody said, oh, I knew she was a baby mama, Lucifer Fire. I saw your comment. Just let you know, yeah, I am. And proud.
How you gonna shame somebody for being a mother? How that work?
That's
Man,
the same because that's the same one that would beat them. That's the same ones that be in the hood preying on our own women and children.
How do you
With
shame
that demeanor, you understand? That's the demeanor. That's the language, you know. But you know me, I have work to do. You know, I got a lot of clients starting early in the AM. You know, so I definitely appreciate.
Hey, but you know we got to set up to get you back up in here. So I'm
definitely.
Tomorrow. And let me say this. I want y'all to make sure, if you don't know Kareem Johnson, just look up Blizz, Kareem Blizz, and please follow him on IG. You can go on Doggy Diamonds and find him on Facebook. He always on a mission. He be on his way to do the work that we saying that people are not doing. In other words, he's dealing with mental health. He's dealing with crisis. He's dealing with things that we should be addressing on a daily, as opposed to just one-dimensional in front of a camera. I remember one day he was going live. He was on his way to deal with a situation with work, or somebody was in crisis or something, and I happened to chime in. I said, I'm in my office. I was you see my fingernails. I was doing what I do, and what I do is try to put situations in place where our people can have a soft landing when they wake up. You know, I try to make sure that they have housing. I try to make sure that we have a place where we can organize and where we can execute and walk towards liberation. That's what I do here in Baltimore. I need to do more of that and less of this. You know what I'm saying? But this is also a bridge to get to that. But there's not a day that goes by that my hands are not getting dirty, hands to the mud. And so Kareem is another one. And so this is the ones that need our support. Brothers like myself, brothers like Kareem, and millions of other out there that you never see on social media. You never hear them chanting FBA, Islam, and all of the things that we used to. Islam alaikum. They just out there doing it. And so shout out to brother Kareem, and I let him drop off. But brother, I'm hitting you later, bro, tomorrow.
No doubt. Definitely. Do what you do.
Brother Kareem, I literally, I love you. I keep doing what you're doing. You are really blessing our brothers and sisters in the community right where you live at. I've seen you many a times talk about different situations and scenarios of things that really, some things we don't even know what's going on, but I hear it and I hear you and I hear your passion about it. And I'm just thankful we got somebody like you out here in the community helping our people, because without you, I don't know where they would be.
Much appreciated. I just come from a different cloth. Yeah. And I've been there. I've been in that plantation. I did a decade in there, and 2 before that, and served time in their military, and been in the hottest zone when it comes to homicides and gunplay in Brooklyn, in East New York. That's what I don't know no other way. I don't know no other way but to fight, to have integrity and truth. And if you can't see your enemy falling, then I don't care what doctrine you follow. You're going to always submit when they come knocking. I land on that. Salute, y'all. Peace and power. Thank you for having me.
Indeed. Thank you, my brother. And let me give another shout out to my brother Doggy Diamonds for making sure that our brother Kareem is heard. 100. Zoe, anything you want to add before we go?
I just wanted to say, as far as like reparations, because I mean, like I said, I understand the push for reparations, and I understand, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with money, but my thing is like I don't see like what could a check at this point, where you know your knowledge of procreation, your ability, your culture's ability to produce two family homes and a conservative family based culture and these type of things, you'll understand the economics and you'll understand the warfare. Like how would a check help us? Because my thing is like, okay, when you talk about money and when you talk about getting some money and stuff like that, everybody is still going to do their own individual thing with it. It's not like money is going to change our culture or our, some of our norms and ways of doing things with economics and stuff like that, or our ability to, how would I say, for men for us to group together, pull our resources together as men and work in concert with other men, well, not y'all not aboriginals, but Moorish men or black men to create something for ourselves. That's why I'm just like, that's why I wish we would come together and see that, okay, this house of knowledge has understanding that this one doesn't really understand. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like everybody is right in their own way, but it's like certain schools of knowledge that I see out here, they have information that other people are rejecting that's really right knowledge. It's like,
But the thing is,
because I feel like this money not gonna get us money. A check is or reparations is not going to get us out of a situation like that. It just is. It's not possible. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have something that can.
I gotta underscore, work with like-minded people and you'll get something done.
That's
If
right.
we think that we're all going to come together because we believe in Islam or because we believe in Christianity, because we believe in all these ideologies, we're wasting our time. All we got to do is get together with like-minded people. The like-minded people, for example, if I said I had 20 acres of land and we need some builders out there, see who show up. That's how you'll find out who's real. That's it. If I said I had 20 acres of land, we need $1 million to develop it. See how many who show up. That will be the litmus test. You see what I'm saying? If you are not ready to build for yourself and your family and your community, in your nation, then you're not worthy to say that you're ready to represent us in no way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? That's at the end of the day. That's at the end of the day. If we keep on saying like my brother Colwyn keeps saying, they owe us, they owe us, they owe us, they owe us, they owe us. That's just like if Zoe, we were in the same community and I loaned you $100, or you took $100 from me and you say, I'm going to pay you back. Do I stop working until you pay me back? No.
No, you don't do that at all.
I don't get focused on you owe me, you owe me, you owe me, you owe me. I don't get focused on that. I know you owe me, but primarily I got to continue to strive to make sure that my life is in order for the future. I don't focus on you owe me, you owe me, you owe me. That's backwards. Why would I spend all of my time? I know you owe me. You know you owe me. And every time I see you, yeah, we might have that conversation. But for the most part, I'm still building myself to where I need to go so I can be sustainable. And somebody said, who stopped working? We're not working together as a people for nothing.
Facts.
We're not working together as a people. We never even started.
Facts.
Not a deal say who stopped working. You're looking at yourself as an individual. And that's the thing. Reparation is not an individual handout either.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's how we think though. Like we don't that's why I say like we think our culture is geared in a certain way, and you can only act out or live in the culture that you inherit or you see around you. And we don't even think a certain way to make a check work.
Hold on. We keep throwing around this word called culture, right? And point blank, we don't have no culture.
Yep.
And let me break it down for the slow people, right? Because I mean, I ain't gonna be offensive or anything, but y'all really need to think about this when you start talking about culture. Uh, I think it was earlier somebody was talking about the Palestinians, right? Now the Palestinians, they're over there getting rockets and missiles and shot at the border, but guess what? They're on their land. They're on what they call their land, and they're getting attacked, right? And they're fighting back. Over here in America, we don't have no land for the most part. We don't have any resources. So when people start killing us and people start attacking us, we don't do anything because there's
We
really
march.
nothing
Yes,
to
we
do.
do. We march.
Yeah, yeah, we'll march, but there's really nothing to defend, right? But guess what? When you in America, this is what your culture is. Let the World Trade Centers fall again. That's your culture. Let Osama bin Laden be over there doing something. That's going to be your culture for the day. Every time something major happens in the world, you adopt that culture, or should I say, in the United States, you adopt that culture. And that's why you're a cultureless people, because it always changes and you're always following what this white man. Let the queen die. That's going to be your culture for the week.
Yeah.
You know, and we got to get out of that. And the only way we're going to get out of that is if we have something of our own. And that's what Grant, she's saying. You got to start building for yourself and get your own resources. Now, when somebody tries to enter into your land, take your resources, you're going to fight back because you have something to defend. If they start to bomb
There
your
you go.
schools, if they, the stuff that you built with your hands. Now everybody's saying, well, FBA built this country. Yeah, you built this country, but guess what?
You built
You
it
ain't
under
running.
duress.
Yeah, you built it under duress and you
You
ain't
didn't
running
build it
nothing.
and possess it. You built
Yeah,
it under duress.
right. We don't own anything. And so when you have something and you can control it, and that's the biggest thing that happened in the 60s, man, is we had our own communities. We had our own houses that we built. We had our own schools. We had our own parks. We had all of that, man. And then, when desegregation came in, it all went away, gentrification, whatnot. But that's the whole problem with the culture thing. There is no culture. It's American culture. And it's based upon this military industrial complex. Whoever they say is the enemy, that's who's going to be your enemy the next day.
That's
Whatever
right.
they talking about on the news. And that's not really a culture. That's not a culture at all. You got to have your own stuff and your own protection. And that's why I was drawing on that Palestinian analogy is they have their own land over there. So when somebody starts invading where you live and your livelihood and your peace
Their
of mind and your
homeland.
children, yeah, your homeland,
If we
you're going to fight.
That's right. That's right.
Straight up. You're going to fight. I don't even care if you got rocks. You're going to fight back and you're going to die on that land too, because you know what? That's where your family's from. That's where your people are raised. That's where you've been working.
And that's
That's
where the
where your
rubber
blood,
meets the
sweat, and
road.
tears went into. Exactly. That's a culture right there. FBA ain't no culture. That's 3 letters for the day. And
For
they're
the
telling
day.
you, yeah, they're telling you FBA today. Tomorrow they tell you something else. That's not
Bro,
culture,
I'm
man.
telling you, Crip. I'm telling you, Crip, you are hidden. Listen, many people might don't understand the Moorish Science Temple of America or Moorish thought to the fullest. And I don't really try to shove it down people's throat, anything. But when they talk about lineage, I can show you, whether you agree with or not, how the Moors really explain what lineage is. And again, lineage goes back to you can't go back no more. That's what lineage really represents.
Right. It's a point from A to B,
Secondly,
A to Z.
even in the Moorish Science Temple of America, under the administration in which I spearhead, we work on our culture. We developed our own holidays. We developed our own days that we recognize, where our children should not be participating in any Eurocentric culture that will precipitate them to act as we once act before. Put it like that. You know what I'm saying? We're hoping to really develop our land to the point where, as though we can actually, as Crip said, defend it if necessary. So that when you're talking about culture, that's something have yet to be built amongst our people. When you're dealing with Moorish Moorish have something, whether people agree with it or not, we have something that we're drawing from. You know what I mean? There's a long lineage of dark olive Moors who lived a certain lifestyle. And people may say, well, you cherry picking because those was Muslims of such and such. Well, no, we feel as though that we unfold it and we develop it into a higher science of today. We advance it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the science of it. But the culture of it, the culture particulars of a Moorish American is unique to a Moorish American. And like someone say, that Moroccan flag is not Moorish. How is a Moroccan flag not Moorish when Morocco came into existence in 1952 and the Moors predate Morocco as a state? They adopted the flag in 1950, brother. Get your history right first. The Moroccans adopted that flag in the 50s. That flag predates that. And the Moorish flag is slightly different anyway. But you have to be a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America to understand that, because I'm not teaching that here. What we're teaching here is that if we don't wake up, we will become the victim of those that have been victimized. And that's your own people. The victimized is now victimizing. That's the point of Moorish World TV today. Y'all hear what I just say? The victim is now victimizing. Real talk. There you go.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
And
up.
if Kip Dart, you can email me at taharkabey@gmail.com. We can debate all that. We can debate all that. Anybody that, and see, this is the difference between me and other platforms. I want to have a conversation about anything that you disagree with me about. I'm not going to shame you. I'm not going to come sideways unless you come sideways with me, and then we'll have some fun with it. But nevertheless, I'm ready to have a conversation about anything. Sister Ken, anything else you want to share? Sorry for your loss, sis. Well, we here. We family. Let's get it.
I've just been doing what I got to do, Grand Sheik. You know how it is.
Well, we family. All you got to do is taharkabey@gmail.com. If anything that I can do to assist you, I'm sure Cryptonomics feel the same, and the Moorish World TV citizens feel the same. All you got to do is hit me up, sis.
Oh, it's not. I'm okay. You know, I had two deaths in the family. My aunt passed, and then my nephew passed, and both of them. He had pancreatic cancer. She had stage 4 breast cancer. But I have literally just been chilling, get my mind back together again, and I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Right,
so I love y'all, Cryptonomics. I love y'all. And all our Moorish family. I missed y'all, but I just needed to take a break for a little bit to kind of step back and just, when you're grieving, it just, you got to let that process go through. And then, so then I just came back in and started being able to come back on. But, I'm glad at the time that I kind of missed some of the stuff that was going on, because I went back and rewatched the shows and definitely would have chimed in and not had good things to say. But I just appreciate how you handle yourself, Grand Sheik. You really are the blueprint for what some of these men, even if they're not Moors, need to follow. Have respect for yourself and have respect for your wife and your family, and work hard to achieve the goals that you need to, as well as being a good service in your community and building up. I remember when you first started to build on that space, and now it looks gorgeous and beautiful.
Oh
And
my goodness.
I just, all it takes is for one person to say, hey, this is what I want to do, set that as their goal, and do whatever they need to do to strive and achieve it. If we all had that mindset, even with the money, if we get the reparations, that's what the mindset needs to be. We don't have our own hospitals. We don't have our own supermarkets. We don't have our own land. That's where, and so on and so forth. That's where that money would come into play, if we all had the mindset to build it up so that we can have something to say, this is our own. But at the end of the day, I do not believe that we're going to get not one single penny, not one single dime, and not one single dollar. But I'm not saying that if they send it to my mailbox, I'm not going to cash that check, because I will. I'm sure I will.
Indeed. I feel you, sis. I
Right,
feel
right.
you. But
And
let me
that's
get
I love y'all. And
let you shoot, sis.
yeah, and that's the whole thing. If there was some if we had resources and land, which that's what I think is the goal right now. I mean, we should be to move in that direction. But a lot of people are like, well, we don't have money to do that. Well, you know, that's the issue. We had it at one time. We had our communities, we had our schools. It's gone. But reparations are there to build upon something. You can't build a nation in a nation that's already fallen. I mean, America's on its heels right now. You gonna build inside this? I don't know, man. I mean, you need to build your own independent. Don't need the government. Not asking for handouts.
That's right, brother.
You got to do that, and as men, you got to understand that too.
Back again.
So I mean, that's all I gotta say. But like I said, your culture at the end of the day, it just seemed to be changing like the wind, man.
It's like
Changing
nobody
like the
really
wind.
want. It's like nobody want to really get to the nitty gritty of the problem. Nobody want to chop a tree and build their own house.
Facts.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, man, I thank so much. I thank so much for the Moorish World TV citizens, yourself, my brother M. Nugent, Candy, Zen, and so many people I didn't mention. Sis, come on, man. The mod. What's my sister name? She gonna be mad at me in a minute. Maymuna,
Yeah,
Sean,
man.
and I mean so many of them. Been there, done that, Cash, and those who I didn't name, my apologies. But I'm saying with y'all, y'all make this easy for me because every dollar that anybody has ever given, I'm telling you, 100% goes towards to further the ideal that I espouse as a Moorish American, but I do for everybody because I believe that we need something for us all. I don't care what you call yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you call yourself because when the chaos hit, if Candy said, Brother Taharka Bey, I know you was building something. It's going down in my area. Where do I have to go? You know what I'm going to say? Are you a Moor? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. How goofy is that? You feel what I'm saying? See how goofy that sound? They trying to destroy all of us, and I'm gonna say, "Are you a Moor?" I'm gonna be like, "Meet right here, right here." Somebody gonna meet you, cause guess what? The Mexicans do that when they try to get over that fence. You meet one person right here, they got 2 gallons of water right there. They're gonna take you to the next spot. You're gonna get in back of this truck here. You're gonna go under this place right here. You're gonna go to this place right here. That's how they move to get in America.
That's facts.
So if we ain't got nothing for our people, what we doing? Because they not playing with us. They're not playing. You know what I mean? The sisters need to be going target practice. Man, let me stop right there, man. You know
what they defending though. That's the whole thing. Everybody got these
what I'm
guns. They ain't
saying
nothing to
is
defend.
they need to defend themselves to get to a place that can get us to a game plan. Because when it's hit, you either going to come up with a game plan of survival or you die. And if you haven't come up with a game plan at this stage, you might already be done. So that's the only alternative, brother. Either you're going to find your way to get to a place where you can develop and recover to get a game plan, or it's a wrap.
Like a brother said earlier, I mean, them days is quickly approaching. This is going to be a real testy year right here. But like I said, folks need to get on their game and stop following logic as your culture. Logic ain't gonna be your culture.
Look,
it ain't gonna work.
Before I go, here go my video I was showing earlier. I was in the grocery store. I had to do this.
Back again, gotta do a TikTok. Stop playing the blame game.
Do a TikTok.
We gotta do a TikTok. Stop with the blame game. Stop with the blame game. Get some food on the shelves. We gotta do a TikTok. See, the thing is, you want to blame everybody else for your problem. You want to blame the Mexicans. You want to blame the Hispanics, Spanish, whatever. You want to blame the Jamaicans. You want to blame everybody. But you ain't did this yet. When you do this yet, then you can talk. Then you can stop. See, stop blaming and complaining. Let me do this. Put something on the shelves that's yours. Create your own. Create your own. Gotta do a TikTok, Taharka Bey. Shout out to FBA. Love y'all. But stop playing the blame game. This Taharka Bey gotta do a TikTok.
So that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start doing these things, gotta do a TikTok. Because when I went into that grocery store, I thought about it. In the whole Baltimore, there is not one major grocery store owned by us for us. And in this store where I had to take my son to use the bathroom, half of the stuff on the shelves you could not even read in English.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Man, they all around where I live.
Right there. We're on. The brother told me the other night to meet him on Twitter Space, and I'll know what's going on. We doing the work. We doing the work. I said, where? He said, meet me on Twitter Space. And not a knock on the museum, but what is more important now? I'll let that hang there.
Let this though. I mean, old boy over here, he's talking about your tax dollars go to the Jews and the Ukrainians and all of that. And you know, it goes back to what I said earlier is when you live in this country, it's made automatically, it's made to take and give to other people. And especially us. It wasn't made to give anything back to us. And that's why I don't see why a three-letter acronym is going to change that. It was not designed to give anything back to us. It was designed to take and give to whom it feels it wants to give that money to.
That's
Now, if
right.
one day they want to give it to you, your black ass, maybe, but I don't see that happening. I
How
don't see
about
it
that?
happening.
How about that, bro? But if you got an inkling of a hope that they are one day, that still shouldn't stop you from doing something that's sustainable today for you.
Yeah, if it works for you, that's what we're saying. Yeah,
You better
it's
do
got to work
something
for you.
sustainable today. I mean, like I don't care if you learn the blades of grass that's different from the dandelion in your yard to eat to survive. You better start doing something today.
Right. You better pay them taxes. They're gonna lock your ass up too. So, I mean, that's the way this system works right now. Now, maybe the system drop one day, but even if it drops, the system is already in
I'm
place
about to
to
be
help
honest.
so
Honey,
many
you
people
did
out,
say meet
man.
me up. He said, I said we decide on Twitter Space where we meet across the country. No, brother. I said where to meet you. You said we are doing this. I said where? You said meet me on Twitter Space, brother. That's what you said, brother. brother, email me. You can come up tomorrow, bro. I'll let you have your piece. I won't even cut you off. Can you do that for me? Taharkabey@gmail.com. No, I can't let you come on tomorrow. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Family, tomorrow, I forgot. Tomorrow's show. Hold up. Look, we're not going to build nothing because they're going to bomb it. We're not going to build nothing because we're going to bomb it. Stop them, more the truth. Anyway, don't go away. I want to show y'all something. So tomorrow, family, this is the tomorrow show. Y'all ready? Crip, y'all ready?
Yeah, we ready.
What up? What up?
This sister is coming. Hold up. This sister is coming through to tell her, share her experience. The sister was on the other night, and she was talking about misogyny within the Nation of Islam. And it was about the Risa Islam conversation. And I got some updates on that too. It was about the Risa Islam conversation. And she said basically that her experience was that which she heard on the video or the sound by the minister Louis Farrakhan. So we're going to bring her on to hear the story, because I do also believe, it's my personal belief, that a lot of our organization are male dominated. And will that ever change? And so I'm going to sit back and listen. Are you ready to sit back and listen, Chris?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Sister Candy?
Absolutely.
I want to listen. I'm not going to judge the situation at all. I want to just hear the story and ask a few questions, and that's that. What do you think, Sister Candy? Do you think a lot of our organization are male dominated and misogynistic?
They are.
Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to see the Mob family. So that's here tomorrow at 10 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast. We've been here 3 hours and 16 minutes. Hey, I want y'all to let Brother Tariq know that I had to respond, but he doesn't have to respond. He doesn't have to respond. But I had to respond. I'm Taharka Bey. This is what I do. And you telling another man not to do something, a real man is going to do exactly what you told him not to do.
Exactly.
You can't warn a real man. What you could do, though, let me block him, an hour of nothingness. Let me block him real quick. What you could do, though, is somebody say, oh, you're going to respond. But what you could do is, if you really wanted a conversation, you could hit me up via somebody else. I think that already happened. I could care less if he responds. I could care less. I'm not going to respond with no jokes. That's one thing I'm not going to do. But he could have hit me up and said, what's going on? Because he got ways to connect with people. What's going on? And I would have said, which part did you see? And normally what it is just people just dropping stuff so they can try to get something popping. But if he bite the bait and go that route, I'm just all research, raw research. I ain't making no memes. I'm not doing all the funny stuff. I'm not doing none of that. I'm all research. I did that stuff. I did that with Brother Larry. I did that with Shaka Atmos. I did that with Sinetta. I did that with Inky. All I'm doing is all research. Because I believe that the ultimate plan for our people will have to be articulated for our people so our people can understand it. And I'm not going to play games with this subject right here. You understand what I'm saying, Cryptonomics?
Yes, sir.
We can play games with Inky. You know what I mean? But nah, we're going to take this serious. We're going to have a serious conversation with this. Follow me? So with that being said, thank you. Anything you want to say in closing, Crip?
Nah, have a good night, and all the Moorish World TV citizens, peace.
Thank you, my brother. How about you, Sister Candy?
Just love yourselves and love on each other.
Indeed. Thank you, sis. We had the moderators in the building tonight. Yes, indeed. This was a good show. Again, I don't care who responds and how they respond. If I have to do the research, I may do it for a whole year. I mean, somebody said, Tariq agrees with a lot of Moorish thinking. He knows FBA stuff is misleading, hot dumpster juice. You know, I think Tariq for real, Tariq on a real tip, brother Tariq, that would be a great conversation. You know, because he has dabbled in a little bit Moorish concepts, and he has worked with a few Moors at times. I know the brother Sabir Bey tried to claim that he did something for Tariq, but Sabir Bey is he don't do that. Don't do that. Not Sabir Bey. Sabir Bey is not one of the Moors that can represent the Prophet Noble Ali and the Moorish paradigm as taught from Prophet Noble Ali. Never could, never would, never can. You know what I'm saying? So the FBI flag got the Moorish tone to it. He said we disorganized. brother. See, this is how uneducated. This is why, brother Ani. This is why people question FBA. You said that we are disorganized. I bet you cannot name who is the head official in the Moorish Science Temple of America that I'm a part of. And no, the MST haven't been popping since Noble Drew Ali was alive. I agree with you, brother. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. To get it popping. Who want that smoke? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I stepped up. I could just sit back in the temple like the rest of them. That's why I'm here. I'm here now. You old news. Got a couple old schools. I'll line you up. Push your cat backwards. Because I'm a real. I'm here now. Thanks for joining me tonight. Thanks, everybody, even the detractors, even those who's mad at me. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow night. We'll be going in.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those who speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali. Oops, now here we go again, acting like you a slave. Family, see y'all tonight, 9:30. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number.